Are we good?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. All right. Para todos los que están aquí, ¿tienen un número para apostar en persona? Porque hoy si apuestan en persona no les van a cobrar el 10%. So, si no han recibido un número, les sugiero si se quieren ahorrar el 10%. All right. All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Wednesday, November 26, 2025. On behalf of the San Antonio Vehicle Impound Facility Auction, I'd like to welcome you here to the auction through Altura Marketplace. And for those of you here in person, welcome. My name is Dalia Ward Ariana, licensed by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. My license number is 18222. Aaron Julian Ariana will be conducting the auction, and his license number is 18554. Before we get started with today's sale, I will go over some important terms and conditions. You must be 18 years or older to bid on today's vehicles. All vehicles today are sold as is where is, with no warranties expressed or implied, and all sales are final. A $32 processing fee applies to each vehicle that is purchased, and there's also a platform fee. Both of these fees are added to your bid price as seen on your screen. For those of you here in person, you will not be charged. If you bid in person, you will not be charged at 10%. All vehicles must be paid for no later than Thursday. I need you to listen to me. All vehicles must be paid for no later than Thursday. Payments can be made today after the auction until 10 p.m. But because of the holiday, tomorrow's only till noon. So you only have noon to pay your bill before you get banned. So I hope that y'all are listening to me, because that's different from the normal days. It's a holiday week. Tomorrow you have till noon to clear your bill. Registered bidder must present a valid ID when paying out. The payments need to be made in person by cash, Visa, MasterCard, or Discover. The gates are removed. Your vehicles will open today after the auction until 9 p.m. Thursday and Friday, the gates open from 8:30 in the morning and 8:30 in the morning until 4 p.m. That's going to be the same as always. In order to remove any of the vehicles, you must have a paid invoice, and the vehicle must be removed by a TDLR tow truck, trailer, or tow dolly with an electric winch. No guests are allowed when picking up your vehicle. It must be you only, and you must have a reflective while you're in the yard. Vehicles must be registered within 20 days. This is a police impound, and if third-party issues arise, you will not be able to receive assistance. So remember, pay out today till 10 o'clock, tomorrow till noon. No 10% for those of you bidding in person. Please don't get caught banned. Pay your bill. If you get caught banned, and if you create another account and you get caught, you're going to be you're going to permanently be banned. So you'll never be able to come back to the auction. Let's not do that. Pay your bill. Bid on what you want to bid, and then let's get it done. Buenas tardes, damas y caballeros. Hoy es miércoles, día 26 de noviembre de 2025. En nombre de la subasta de instalación de incautación de vehículos de San Antonio, me gustaría darle la bienvenida a la subasta a través de Altura Marketplace. Para los que están aquí en persona, bienvenidos. Mi nombre es Dalia Bordareaga y tengo la licencia del Departamento de Licencias y Regulación de Texas. Mi número de licencia es 18222. Aaron Julián Arena va a hacer la subasta y su número de licencia es 18554. Antes de comenzar con la oferta de hoy, repasaré los términos y condiciones importantes. Debe tener 18 años más para ofertar por los vehículos de hoy. Todos los vehículos se venden tal como están, sin garantía expresa o implícita, y todas las ventas son definitivas. Se aplica una tarifa de procesamiento de $32 a cada vehículo que se compra, y también hay una tarifa de plataforma para los que están apostando en línea. Ambas son agregadas al precio de oferta como aparecen en su pantalla. Diferente de la semana pasada, si están apostando hoy en persona, no se les va a cobrar el 10%. Eso es nuevo de la semana pasada. Solo les quería avisar eso. Todos los vehículos deben pagarse a más tardar el jueves. Pagos pueden realizarse hoy después de las subastas a las 10 de la noche, pero mañana, como es día festivo, tienen que pagar antes del mediodía. Eso es diferente de las otras semanas. Por favor, de pagar su bill antes de la mediodía, por favor. El postor registrado deberá presentar una identificación válida al realizar su pago. Pagos deben realizarse en persona con efectivo, Visa, MasterCard, Discover. La puerta para retirar sus vehículos se abrirá hoy después de las subastas a las 9 de la noche. Jueves y viernes la puerta se abrirá de 8:30 de la mañana hasta las 4 de la tarde. Para retirar cualquier vehículo debe tener una factura pagada, y el vehículo debe ser retirado mediante una grúa, remolque, plataforma rodante TDLR con una moza eléctrica. No se permiten invitados al momento de recoger su vehículo. Debe ser solo usted y debe tener un chaleco reflectante puesto mientras está dentro de la instalación. Los vehículos deberán matricularse en el plazo de 20 días. Este es un depósito policial, y si surgen problemas con terceros, no se les va a poder brindar asistencia. Recordándoles que si por X razón no pagan, les van a quitar los permisos para venir a la subasta. Si hacen una cuenta nueva y los pescan, nunca van a poder volver a regresar. So, por favor, paguen lo que deben, y aquí no tenemos ningún problema. Otra vez, no les van a cobrar el 10% para los que estén apostando en persona. Para los que necesitan asistencia en español, avísenme si quieren apostar en un carro, así yo estoy más atenta y puedo tomar sus apuestas, ¿ok? Se quedan con la trela, cerquitas de la trela, no se me desvayan a otra parte. No saquen nada de los vehículos, no se sienten en los carros. Cuando ya decimos que está vendido, retírense del vehículo y ya no vuelvan a regresarse. Once I say so, folks, stay away from the car. Please don't take anything out. Don't try to sit in the car. Don't take anything out of the car. Follow the trailer, and we should be good. Let's get this started.
Test 1, 2. All right. Yes.
Okay, I need to log in.
All right, go for it. It is in here.
Okay. What's the total? We're starting with this car, right?
We're starting on pictures. It's going to be a 2024 trailer, generic semi-trailer. It's going to be off pictures. I don't know where it is on the site, but it's going to be the 2024 trailer, generic semi-trailer. That is lot number 1. 4.25, can I get 4.5? Bid 4.5. 4.25, can I get 4.5? 4.5, now 4.75. 4.5, can I get 4.75? Bid 4.75. 4.5, now 4.75 on the semi-trailer. 4.5, now 4.75, now 500. 4.75, bid 500. Sold it for 475. Sold it for 475. Lot number 2 is going to be the 2014 Freightliner Other. Lot number 2 is going to be the 2014 Freightliner Other. It will be off pictures. This will be sold off of pictures. 1200, not 12.5. 1200, going to get 12.5. Bid 12.5, not 13. 12.5, you get 13. Bid 1300, 13, not 13.5. 1300, you get 13.5. Bid 13.5, not 14, not 14.5, not 15. 14.5, bid 15, not 15.5. 15.5, not 16. Bid 16. 16, not 16.5. 1600, not 16.5, not 17. 16.5, bid 17, not 17.5. 1700, not 17.5, not 17.5, not 18. No, 18.5, now 18.5, now 19. 18.5, bid 19, not 19.5. 1900, 19.5, now 2,000. Bid 2,000. 19.5, now 2,000. Bid 2,000, 19.5, now 2,000. 2,050, now 21. 21.5. 21, now 21.5. 21.5, now 22, now 22.5. 22.5, now 23, now 23.5. 23.5, now 24. Bid 24. 23.5, now 24. Bid 24. 23.5, now 24. Now 24, now 25. Now 25, now 25.5. You get 25.5, now 26, now 26, now 27. You get 27, now 27.5. Bid 27.5. 27.5, now 28. 27.5, bid 28. Bid 28, now 28.5. You get 28.5. 28.5, now 29. Bid 29. 28.5, bid 29, now 29.5. You get 29.5. 29.5, now 3,000. 29.5, now 3,000. Now 3,050. You get 3,050. 3,050, now 31. 3,050, now 31. Bid 31. 3,050, now 31. Bid 31 on the Freightliner. 3,050, now 31. Now 31.5. You get 31.5. 31.5, now 32. 31.5, bid 32. Bid 32. 31.5, now 32. Bid 32. 31.5, now 32. Now 32 now. Can you get 32.5? 32.5, now 33. 32.5, bid 33. Bid 32.5, now 33. Can you get 33? 33, 33, now 33.5. 3300, now 33.5, now 34. Can you get 34? Bid 34, 34, now 34.5. 3400, now 34.5. Bid 34.5, 3400, now 34.5. On the Freightliner, 3400, now 34.50. Bid 34.50, 3400, 34.50. Sold it. 3,400 to buyer number 128. 3,400 to 128. Lot number 4 is going to be the 2011 lot number 4 is going to be the MKZ. 7.25, no 7.5. 7.25, get 7.5. Bid 7.5. 7.5. 7.5. So 7.25 for 7.25. That is the 2006 Pontiac 6. 275 now, 275, 300. Bid 300, 3.25, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, 3.75, now 400. Bid 400, now 400, get 400. 400, now 4.5, now 4.5, 4.5, I have it 4.5, 4.5, now 4.5, 4.5, now 500, 500, 500, 500, now 500, 500, 500, now 500. Bid 500, 500, now 500, 500, 500, now 500. Sold it. 500 to, is it on a D52? Yeah. 500 to D52. 500 to D52. Lot number 6 is going to be the 2023 Nissan Altima. Lot number 6 is the 2023 Nissan Altima. 7.5, now 775. 7.5, 775, 775, now 890 quarter. 890 quarter. And then quarter, now 8.5. Get 8.5, 8.5, 875. 8.5, 875, 875, 875, 900. Get 900, 900, now 90 quarter. $900 bid, now 90 quarter. Can I bid nine? Nine quarter, nine and a half. Can I get nine and a half, nine seventy-five, now 1,000. Can I get 1,000? Bid 1,050. 1,050, now 1,100. 1,050, bid 1,100, now 11 and a half. 1,100, can I get 11 and a half? Bid 11 and a half. D, 1,100, now 11 and a half. Bid 11 and a half. 1,200, now 12 and a half. Can I get 12 and a half? Bid 12 and a half, 12 and a half, now 13. 13, now 13 and a half. 1300, now 13 and a half, now 14. 13 and a half, now 14, now 14 and a half. 14 and a half, now 15. Bid 15. 15, now 15 and a half. 15 and a half, now 16. Bid 16, now 16 and a half. 1600, now 16 and a half, now 17. 17, now 17 and a half. 17 and a half, now 18. Bid 7 and a half, now 18, now 18 and a half. 18 and a half, now 19, now 19 and a half, now 2,000. Bid 2,000. 19 and a half, now 2,000, 2,050, now 21. 2,050, bid 21. Bid 2,100, 2,050, now 21. Bid 21. 2,050, now 21. 21 and a half, now 22. 21 and a half, now 22. Bid 22. 21 and a half, now 22. Bid 22. 21 and a half, bid 22. On the Nissan Altima, 22 and a half, now 23. 22 and a half, bid 23. Bid 23. 22 and a half, now 23. Bid 23. 22 and a half, now 23. 23 and a half. 23 and a half, now 24. 23 and a half, bid 24. Bid 24. 23 and a half, now 24. Bid 2400. 2350, now 2400. Sold at 23 and a half. Sold for 23 and a half. Lot number 7 is going to be the 2006 Dodge Charger. Lot number 7 is going to be the 2006 Dodge Charger. 300, 3 and a quarter, 300, 11, can get 3 and a quarter, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, 300, 375, 375, 375, 400 and a quarter, 4 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 and a quarter, 500 and 5 and a quarter, 500 and 5 and my screen froze. 500 and 5 and a quarter, 5 and a quarter, 5 and a quarter, and 5 and a half, 5 and a half, and 575, can get 575, bid 575, 5 and a half, now 575, 575, now 600, bid 600, now 6 and a quarter. 575, now 600. Bid 600. 575, now 600. Sold it. 575 to D52. 575 to D52. Lot number 8 is going to be the 2013 Honda Accord rebuilt salvage. Lot number 8 is going to be the 2013 Honda Accord rebuilt salvage. 2.5, now 275, now 300, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, 375, now 4 and a quarter, 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half. Can I get 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half, 4 and a quarter, 4 and a 500, 5 and a quarter. Can I get 5 and a quarter, 5 and a quarter, 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, now 575, 5 and a half, bid 575, bid 575, now 600, 575, now 600, bid 600, now 6 and a quarter, 600, bid now 6 and a quarter, bid 6 and a quarter, 600, now 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. Can I get 6 and a half, bid 6 and a half, 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half, now 6 and a 5, 6 and a 5, now 700. Can I get 700, bid 700, 6 and a 5, now 700, 700, now 7 and a quarter, 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half, 7 and a half, now 775. Can I get 775, bid 775, now 800, 775, bid 800, now 8 and a quarter, 800, bid, can I get 8 and a quarter? Bid 8 and a quarter, 800, now 8 and a quarter, bid 8 and a quarter, now 8 and a half, 8 and a half, now 875. 8 and a half, bid 875. 875, I have 8 and a half, 875, now 900. Can I get 9, 9, now 9 and a quarter, 900, bid, can I get 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half, 975. 9 and a half, bid 975. 975, now 1,000. 975, bid 1,000. Bid 1,000, 975, now 1,000. 9 and a quarter, 975, now 1,000. Now 1,050, now 1,100. 1,100, now 11 and a half. 1,100, bid 11 and a half. Bid 11 and a half. 1,100, now 11 and a half. I'm behind the quarter. 1,100, now 11 and a half. Now 1,200. 1,200, now 12 and a half. 1,200, can you get 12 and a half? Bid 12 and a half. 1,200, now 12 and a half. Bid 12 and a half. 1,200, now 12 and a half. Now 13. 12 and a half, bid 13. Bid 13, now 13 and a half. 1,300, now 13 and a half. Bid 13 and a half. 1,300, now 13 and a half. Bid 13 and a half. 1,300, now 13 and a half. Sold it. 1,300. Sold for 1,300. Lot number 9 is going to be the 2014 Buick Encore. Lot number 9 is going to be the 2014 Buick Encore. 8 and a quarter, 9 and a half. 8 and a half, 975. 8 and a half, bid 875. Bid 875, 875, now 900. 875, bid 900. I need more bidders. Oh, I can't bid again. 875, 900, 9 and a quarter. 9 and a quarter, taking 9 and a half. 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half. I have 3. 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half. Can you bid 9 and a half? 9 and a half, 975. Can you get 975, 975, now 1,000. Bid 1,000, now 1,050. Can you get 1,050, now 1,100. 1,100, now 11 and a half. 1,100, now 11 and a half. 11 and a half, now 1,200. Can you get 1,200? 1,200, now 12 and a half. 12 and a half, now 13. Bid 13. 12 and a half, now 13. Bid 13. 12 and a half, now 13. Bid 13. 12 and a half, now 13. Can you get 13 and a half? Can I get 13 and a half? Start in the blue. Can you get 13 and a half? 13 and a half. Bid 13 and a half. Sold it. 1,300. Sold for 1,300. Lot number 10 is going to be the 2024 Toyota Camry. Lot number 10 is going to be the 2024 Toyota Camry. Ouch. 15, now 15 and a half, now 16. 16, now 16 and a half. Bid 16 and a half. 1600, now 16 and a half. Bid 6 and a half. 6 and a half, now 17. Now 17, now 18. Now 18 and a half. 1800, now 18 and a half. Now 19, now 19 and a half. 1900, now 19 and a half. Bid 19 and a half. 1900, 19 and a half. Now 2,000. 2,000, 2,050, now 21 and 21 and a half. 21 and a half, now 22 and 22 and a half. 22 and a half, now 23, now 23 and a half. 2300, now 23 and a half. 24, now 24 and a half. 24, 24 and a half. 25, now 25 and a half. 25 and a half, now 26, now 26 and a half. 26 and a half, now 27. 27, now 27 and a half, now 28. 27 and a half, bid 28. Bid 28, 27 and a half, now 28, now 28 and a half, now 29, 29 and a half, now 3,000. Bid 3,000, 29 and a half, now 3,000. Bid 3,000, 3,000, now 3,050. Bid 30, now 31, now 31 and a half, now 32. 31 and a half, now 32. Bid 32. 32 and a 32 and a half, now 33. 33 and a 33 and a half, now 34. 33 and a half, now 34. 34 and a 34 and a half, now 35. 34 and a half, now 35. Bid 35, 34 and a half, bid 35. Bid 35, 34 and a half, now 35. Bid 35, 34. 36 and a half, 37, 37 and a half, now 38. 37 and a half, bid 38. Bid 38, 38, now 38 and a half, now 39. 38. 39, 39 and a half, now 4,000. Bid 4,000. 39 and a half, now 4,000. Bid 4,000. 39 and a half, now 4,000. 4,050, now 41. 4,050, now 41. Now 41 and a half, now 42. 41 and a half, bid 42. Bid 42. 41 and a half, now 42. Bid 42. 41 and a half, now 42. Now 42 and a half, now 43. Now 43 and a half, now 44. 43 and a half, bid 44. Bid 44. 43 and a half, now 44. Now 44 and a half, now 45. 44. 45, now 45 and a half, now 46. 45 and a half, bid 46. Bid 46. 45 and a half, now 46. Bid 46 and a half, now 47. 46 and a half, now 47. Bid 47. 46 and a half, now 47. Bid 47, now 47 and a half, now 48. 47 and a half, bid 48. Bid 48. 47 and a half, now 48. Bid 48. 47 and a half, now 48. Now 48 and a half, now 49. 48 and a half, bid 49. Bid 49. 48 and a half, now 49. 49 and 49 and a half, now 5,000. Bid 5,000. 49 and a half, now 5,000. Now 51. 51, now 52. 51, now 52. Can you get 52? 51, now 52. Bid 5200. 5100, now 52. Now 53, now 54. 53, bid 54. Bid 54. 53, now 54. Now 54, now 55. 55, now 56, 55, now 56, now 57, now 58, 57, now 58, now 59, now 6,000, bid 6,000, 59, now 6,000, now 61, now 62, 61, bid 62, bid 62, now 63, 62, now 63, bid 6,300, 6,200, now 6,300, bid 6,300, 6,200, now 63, sold it 6,200, sold for 6,200. Lot number 11 is going to be the 2008 Ford F350. Lot number 11 is going to be the 2008 Ford F350. 14 and a half, 15 and 15 and a 16, 16 and 16 and a half, 1600 and 16 and a half, 16 and a half, 1600 and 16 and a half, 17, 16 and a half, now 17, bid 17, 16 and a half, now 17, bid 17, 16 and a half, now 17, now 17 and a half, 17 and a half, now 18, 18 now 18 and a half, 800 now 18 and a half, now 19, 18 and a half, bid 19, now 19 and a half, 1900 now 19 and a half, bid 19 and a half, now 2,000, 19 and a half, now 2,000, bid 2,000, 2,000, now 2,050, now 21, 2,050, now 21, 21 and a half, 21 and a half, now 22, 21 and a half, bid 22, bid 22, now 22 and a half, 2200, now 22 and a half, now 23, 22 and a half, now 23, bid 23, 23 and a 23 and a half, now 24, 23 and a half, bid 24, bid 24, now 24 and a half, now 25, 24 and a half, now 25, now 25 and a half, now 26, 25 and a half, bid 26, now 26 and a half, now 27, 26 and a half, now 27, bid 27, 26 and a half, now 2700, bid 2700, 26 and a half, now 27, now 27 and a half, now 28, 27 and a half, bid 28, bid 28, 27 and a half, bid 28 on the Ford F-250, 27 and a half, now 28. Sold it 27 and a half. So for 27 and a half. Lot number 12 is going to be the 2005 Nissan 350Z. Lot number 12 is going to be the 2005 Nissan 350Z. Flood damage, rebuild salvage. Flood damage, rebuild salvage on this one. 2.25 on 2.5. 2.25 going to get 2.5. Bid 2.5. Now 2.75. Can get 2.75. 2.5. Bid 2.75. Now 300. Now 3.25. $300 bid. Now 3.25. I have you at 300. 300. Now 3.25. Bid 3.25. 300. Now 3.25. 3.25. 3.5. Can you get 3.5? Bid 3.5. 3.25. Now 3.5. Bid 3.5. Now 3.75. 3.5. Now 3.75. Now 400. Bid 400. 3.75. Now 400. 400. Now 4.25. $400 bid. Now 4.25. Bid 4.25. 400. Now 4.25. Now 4.5. Can you get 4.5? Bid 4.5. Yeah. 4.25. Now 4.5. Bid 4.5. 4.5. Now 4.75. 4.5. Bid 4.75. Bid 4.75. 4.5. Now 4.75. 475 now 500. 475 can I get 500? Bid 500. 475 yeah. 475 now 500. Bid 500. 500 to 5 and a quarter. $500 bid now 5 and a quarter. Bid 5 and a quarter. 500 to 5 and a quarter on the Nissan 350Z. 500 to 5 and a quarter. Bid 5 and a quarter. 500 to 5 and a quarter. Sold it 500. Sold for 500. Lot number 13 is going to be the 2007 Nissan Altima. Lot number 13 is going to be the 2007 Nissan Altima. Salvage on this one. Can I get 200 to start this one off? Somebody bid me 200. Bid 200. Somebody bid me 200. 200 not 2 and a quarter. $200 bid. Not 2 and a quarter. Thank you. 200 not 2 and a quarter. Bid 2 and a quarter. 200 not 2 and a quarter. Bid 2 and a quarter. $200 bid. Can I get 2 and a quarter? 2 and a quarter not 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter bid 2 and a half. Bid 2 and a half not 275. 2 and a half not 275. Bid 275. 2 and a half not 275. Bid 275. 2 and a half not 275. Now 300. 275 now 300. Bid 300. D2. 300 not 3 and a quarter. $300 bid now 3 and a quarter. Bid 3 and a quarter. 300 now 3 and a quarter. Bid 3 and a quarter. $300 bid. Can I get 3 and a quarter? I have you at 300. 300 now 3 and a quarter. 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter. Can I get 3 and a half? Bid 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter now 3 and a half. Bid 3 and a half now 375. 3 and a half now 375. Bid 375, 3.5, now 375. I have you at 3.5. 3.5, now 375. Bid 375, 3.5, now 375. Now 400. Can I get 400? 375, bid 400, now 4 and a quarter. $400 bid, can I get 4 and a quarter? 4 and a quarter, 400, now 4 and a quarter, now 4.5. You get 4.5, 4 and a quarter, bid 4.5, now 4.75. 4.5, now 475, 475, now 500. 500 to 5 and a quarter. $500 bid, can I get 5 and a quarter? 5 and a quarter, 500, now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter, 5 and a quarter, now 5.5. 5.5, now 575. 5.5, can I get 575, now 600. 575, bid 600. Bid 600, 575, now 600. 575, bid 600. Sold at 575. What's the buyer number? 120. 575 to buyer number 120. 575 to buyer number 120. Thank you very much. Lot number 15 is going to be the 2018 Honda Accord. Lot number 15 is going to be the 2018 Honda Accord as we make our way across this gate. So we have no 65, now 300, 3 and a quarter. $300, now 3 and a quarter, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, 375. 3 and a half, 375, 375. 375 and 400 and 4 quarter. Getting 4 and a quarter, 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half, 475. 4 and a half, 475, 500, 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half, 575. 5 and a half, 575. 575, 600 and 6 and a quarter, 675. 600 and 675. Bid 675, 600 and 700 and 7 quarter. 700 bid and 7 quarter, 7 and 775. 7 and 775 and 800 and 8 and quarter. 800 bid, can I get 8 and quarter, 8 and quarter, 9 and a half. 8 and quarter, bid 8 and a half, now 875. 8 and a half, now 875, bid 875, 900. 875 bid 900. Bid 900, 875, now 900. Bid 900, 875, now 900. 900, now 9 and quarter, now 900, 9 to divide. 9 to divide, now 1,000. 9 to divide, bid 1,000, bid 1,000, 9 to divide, now 1,000, now 1,050. 1,000, now 1,050. Bid 1,050, 1,000, now 1,050, now 11, 1,050, now 11, now 11 and a half. 1100, bid 11 and a half, bid 11 and a half, now 1200. 11 and a half, now 1200, now 12 and a half. 1200, now 12 and a half, now 13. 12 and a half, bid 13. Bid 13, 13, now 13 and a half. 1300, 13 and a half, 13 and a half, now 14. 13 and a half, bid 14. Bid 14, 13 and a half, now 14, now 14 and a half. Bid 14 and a half. Bid 14 and a half, 1400, now 14 and a half. Bid 14 and a half, 1400, now 14 and a half. 14 and a half, now 15. 14 and a half, can I get 15? Bid 15, 14 and a half, now 15. Bid 1500, now 15 and a half. 1500, now 15 and a half. Bid 15 and a half, now 16. 15 and a half, now 16. Bid 16, 15 and a half, now 16. Bid 1600, 15 and a half, now 16. Sold at 15 and a half. Sold for 15 and a half. Lot number 16 is going to be the 2010 Toyota Camry rebuilt salvage. Lot number 16 is going to be the 2010 Toyota Camry rebuilt salvage on this one. 300, now 3 and a quarter. $300 bid, now 3 and a quarter. Bid 3 and a quarter, 300, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, 375. Kick it 375. Bid 375, 375, now 400. Bid 400, now 4 and a quarter. $400 bid, now 4 and a quarter. Bid 4 and a quarter, 400, kick it 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter, 400, now 4 D, 400, now 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter, getting 4 and a half. Bid 4 and a half, now 475. 4 and a half, now 475. Bid 475, 475, now 500, now 5 and a quarter. $500 bid, now 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter, getting 5 and a half. 5 and a half, 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half. Bid 5 and a half, 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half, now 575. 5 and a half, now. It sold for 5 and a quarter. It didn't let me bid. Sold for 5 and a quarter. It didn't let me. It's sold by itself. Lot number 17 is the 2017 Infiniti Q50. Lot number 17 is the 2017 Infiniti Q50. 675 to 700. 675 now 700. Bid 700. 700 now 7 quarter. 7 quarter now 7 and a half. 7 and a half now 775. 775 now 800. 9 quarter. 800 bid 9 quarter. Bid 8 quarter. 8 quarter 9 and a half. 8 quarter bid 8 and a half. Bid 8 and a half 975. 900 9 quarter 900 975. Getting 975. 975 now 1000. 975 bid 1000. Now 1050. Getting 1050. 1050 now 1100. 1050 bid 1100. Bid 1100, 1100, now 11 and a half, 1100, bid 11 and a half, 11 and a half, now 1200, you get 1200, 1200, now 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 13 and 13 and a half, you get 13 and a half, bid 13 and a half, 1300, now 13 and a half, bid 13 and a half, 1300, now 13 and a half, sold at 1300, sold for 1300. Lot number 18 is going to be the 2003 Honda Civic. Lot number 18 is a 2003 Honda Civic. Yeah. 300 and 3 and a quarter. $300 bid, can I get 3 and a quarter? But 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. 3 and a half, now 375. Bid 375. 3 and a half, now 375. Now 400 and 4 and a quarter. 400 bid, now 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. 4 and a half, now 475. 4 and a half, now 475. Now 500. 475 bid 500. Bid 500. 500 and 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half. You get 5 and a half. Bid 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half. Bid 5. 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half. Now 575. 5 and a half, bid 575. Now 600. Bid 600. 600, 600, now 6 and a quarter. $600 bid, now 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. You get 6 and a half. Bid 6 and a half, now 675. 675 to 700. 675 to 700. I have bid 675. 700 now 7 and a quarter. You get 7 and a quarter. 700 now 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half. 7 and a quarter, but 7 and a half. 7 and a half, 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half. On 106. 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half. Sold it 7 1/4 to D52. 7 1/4 to D52. Lot number 19 is going to be the 2012 Nissan Versa. Lot number 19 is the 2012 Nissan Versa. 200 not 2 1/4. $200 bid, not 2 1/4. 2 1/4. 200 not 2 1/4. But 2 1/4. $200 bid. Can I get 2 1/4? 2 1/4. 2 1/4 not 2 1/2. 2 1/4 bid 2 1/2. Bid 2 1/2. 2 1/4 not 2 1/2. Not 275. 2 1/2 not 275. Bid 275. 2 1/2 not 275. Bid 275. 2 1/2 not 275. Bid 275. 2 1/2 not 275. Not 30. 275 not 300. Bid 300. 3 1/4. $300 bid, not 3 1/4. 3 1/2. 3 1/4 bid 3 1/2. Bid 3 1/2. 3 1/4 not 3 1/2. On the knees on first. 3 1/4 not 3 1/2. 3 1/2 divide now 400 and 4 1/4. 400 the bid now 4 1/4 and 4 1/2. 4 1/4 bid 4 1/2. Bid 4 1/2. 4 1/4 now 4 1/2 now 4 divide. 4 divide now 500. 4 divide bid 500. Bid 500. 475 now 500. Bid 500. 475 now 500. 5 1/4. 500 the bid now 5 1/4 now 5 1/2. 5 1/4 bid 5 1/2. 5 1/2. 5 1/4 now 5 1/2. Bid 5 1/2. 5 1/4 now 5 1/2 now 5 divide. 5 divide now 600. 575 now 600. Bid 600. 575 now 600. Sold at 575. Sold for 575 to D52. 575 to D52. Lot number 20 is going to be the 2010 Toyota Yaris. Lot number 20 is going to be the 2010 Toyota Yaris. 200 not 2 1/4. 200 bid not 2 1/4. 2 1/4 2 1/2 not 275. 2 1/2 not 275 not 300. Bid 300. 275 not 300. Bid 300 not 3 1/4. $300 bid not 3 1/4. 3 1/4 not 3 1/2. 3 1/2 not 3 1/4 not 3 1/2 not 375. 375 not 400. Bid 400. 400 not 4 1/4. 4 1/4 not 4 1/2. 4 1/4 bid 4 1/2. 4 1/2 not 4 divide. 4 1/2 not 4 divide not 500. 4 divide not 500. Bid 500. 475 not 500. Bid 500. 475 not 500. 5 1/4. 5 1/4 not 5 1/2. 5 1/4 bid 5 1/2. Bid 5 1/2. 5 1/4 not 5 1/2 not 5 divide not 600 not 6 1/4 not 6 1/2. 6 1/2 not 6 divide. 6 1/2 bid 6 divide not 700 not 7 1/4. 700 bid not 7 1/4. 7 1/4. 700 not 7 1/4. 700 not bid 7 1/4. 700 bid 7 1/4. Sold at 700. Sold for 700. Lot number 21 is going to be the 1998 Toyota Corolla. Lot number 21 is going to be the 1998 Toyota Corolla. 200 not 2 1/4. $200 bid, can I get 2 1/4? 2 1/4. 200 not 2 1/4, but 2 1/4. 200 can I get 2 1/4? 2 1/4 not 2 1/2. 2 1/4 bid 2 1/2. Bid 2 1/2. I need you to bid. 13 to 13 half. You get 13 half, now 14. 14 now 14 half. You get 14 and a half. Bid 14 half, now 15. You get 15. Bid 15. 15 now 15 half. You get 15 half. 5 1/4 now 5 1/2. 5 1/2. 5 1/4 now 5 1/2. Bid 5 1/2. 5 1/4 now 5 1/2. Sold at 5 1/4. Sold for 5 1/4. Lot number 59 is going to be the 2007 Ford F-150. Lot number 59 is going to be the 2007 Ford F-150. 5 1/4 now 5 1/2. 5 1/4 now 5 1/2. 5 1/2. 5 1/4 now 5 1/2 now 575. 5 1/2 now 575. 575 now 600 now 6 1/4. 600 a little bit now 6 1/4 now 6 1/2. I have right here. 6 1/2 now 65. 6 1/2 now 675. 675 to 700. 700 to 7 1/4 now 7 1/2. 7 1/2 now 775. 7 1/2 now 775. 775 now 800. 800 now 8 1/4. 8 1/4 now 8 1/2. 875. 875 now 900. 900. 900 now 9 1/4 now 975. 975 now 1,000. Can I get 1,000? 1,000 now 1,050. 1,050 now 1,100 now 11 1/2 now 11 1/2 now 1,200. 11 1/2 now 1,200. 1,200. 1,200 now 12 1/2. 1,200 now 12 1/2. 12 1/2 now 13. 12 1/2 now 13. Now 13 now 14. 13 now 14. Now 14 now 14 now 14 1/2. Can I get 14 1/2? 14 1/2 now 15. 14 1/2 now 15. I have here 14 1/2. 14 now 15 now 15 now 16. Can I get 1,600? 15 1/2 now 16 now 16 1/2. 1,600 now 16 1/2. Can I get 16 1/2? 600 now 16 1/2 now 17. 16 1/2 now 17. Bid 17. 16 1/2 now 17. Bid 17. 16 1/2 now 17. Now 17. I'm going to get 17 1/2. 17 1/2. 1,700 now 17 1/2. 1,700. Can I get 17 1/2? Bid 17 1/2. 1,700 now 17 1/2. Sold it 1,700. Sold it for 1,700. Lot number 60 is going to be the 2012 Dodge Ram. Lot number 60 is going to be the 2012 Dodge Ram. 9 1/4, 9 1/2. 9 1/4, 9 1/2. 900, 9 to the by. 9 to the by now. 1,050, now 11, 11 1/2, now 12, 11 1/2, now 12, 12, 12, now 13, 13, now 14, 14, now 15, now 15, now 15, now 16, now 16, now 16, now 16, now 17. 17 now 18, now 18 now 19. 19 now 19 now 19 now 2000, 2050. 21 and 29, 21 and 22, 22 and 22 and 22 and 22 and 23, 22 23 and 23 and 23 and 24, 23 and 24 and 24 and 24 and 25, 25, 25 and 25 and 26, 25 and 26, 26 and 26 and 26 and 27, 26 and 27, 26 and 26 and 27 and 27, 27 and 27 and 27 and 20 and 20 and 29, 29 and 29, 29 29 and 2050, 2050. 2050 and 31, 2050 and 31, 31 and 31 and 31 and 31 and 32, 31 and 32, 32, 31 and a half, now 32, 32, 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 32 and a half. 32 and a half, 30, now 33, now 33 and a half, 33 and a half, 33 and a half, 34, 33 and a half, 34, 34, 33 and a half, 34, 34, 33 and a half, now 34, now 34 and a half, 34 and a half, 34 and a half, one more time, 34 and 34 and a half, 34 and a half, now 35, 34 and a half, now 35, 35, 34 and a half, now 35, now 35 and a half, 35, I think you get 35 and a half, 35 and a half, 35, 35 and a half, 35 and a half, now 36, 35 and a half, now 36, 36, 35 and a half, now 36, now 36 and a half, 36, I think you get 36 and a half, 36 and a half, 36 and a half, sold it 3600. Sold it for 3600. Lot number 6. Lot number 61 is going to be the 2006 Dodge Dakota. Lot number 61 is going to be the 2006 Dodge Dakota. 2.5, not 2.75. 2.75, not 3, not 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter, not 3.5. 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. Not 3.75, not 4 and a 4 quarter. 4 and a quarter, not 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter, not 4 and a half. Not 4 and a half. 4 and a half, not 5. Not 5 budget. 4 and a half, not 5 budget. Not 5 and a quarter. 5 budget, not 5 and a quarter, not 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter, not 5 and a half. 5 and a half, 5 and a half, not 5 and a half. 5 and a half, not 600. 5 and a half, not 600, not 6 quarter. 6 and a quarter, not 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter, not 6 and a half. 6,700, 65, not 700, 700, not 7 quarter, 700, not 7 quarter, not 7 and a half, 7 quarter, not 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 quarter, not 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 quarter, not 7 and a half, not 75, 7 and a half, not 775, 775, 7 and a half, not 775, 775, 7 and a half, not 775, not 800, 775, not 800, but 800, 775, not 800, 8 and a quarter, 8 and a half, not 875, 8 and a half, not 875, but 875, 8 and a half, not 875, 875, now 900, 875, bid 900, bid 900, 875, now 900, 900, now 9 and a quarter, $900 bid, now 9 and a quarter, 9 and a quarter, 900, now 9 and a quarter, bid 9 and a quarter, 900, now 9 and a quarter, sold it 900, sold for 900. Lot number 62 is going to be the 2007 Dodge Ram. Lot number 62 is going to be the 2007 Dodge Ram. 200, not 2 and a quarter, 200 a little bit, can I get 2 and a quarter? 2 and a quarter, 200, not 2 and a quarter, 2 and a quarter, 2 and a half, not 2 and a half, 2 and a half, not 2 and a half, not 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, 3 and a half, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, not 3 and a half, 3 and a half, not 3 and a half, 3 and a half, 3 and a half, not 3 and a half, 3 and a half, not 400, 3 and a half, not 400, not 4 and a quarter, 400 a little bit, not 4 and a quarter, 4 and a quarter, not 4 and a half, 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half, not 4 and a half, 4 and a half, not 500, 4 and a half, 500, 500, 4 and a half, not 500, on the Dodge, 4 and a half, not 500, 500, 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, not 5 and a half, 5 and a half, not 600, 5 and a half, not 600, 600, not 6 and a quarter, 600 a little bit, not 6 and a quarter, 6 and a quarter, 600, not 6 and a quarter, 6 and a quarter, 6 and a quarter, not 6 and a half, 6 and a quarter, not 6 and a half, not 6 and a half, 6 and a half, not 6 and a half, 6 and a half, not 700, 675, not 700, 700, 675, not 700, not 7 and a quarter, 700 a little bit, not 7 and a quarter, 7 and a quarter, 700, not 7 and a quarter, on the Dodge, 700, not 7 and a quarter, 7 and a quarter, not 7 and a quarter, not 7 and a half, 7 and a half, not 775, 7 and a half, not 775, 775, 7 and a half, not 775, 7 and a half, not 775, 7 and a half, not 775, sold it 7 and a half, sold for 7 and a half. Lot number 63 is going to be the 1996 Chevrolet CK Series. Lot number 63 is going to be the 1996 Chevrolet CK Series. 300, 300, 300, 3 and a half, 365, 3 and a half, 365, not 4, not 4, not 4, not 4, not 4, not 500, 500, 5 and a quarter, 500, a little bit, not 5, not 5 and a half, 5 and a half, not 5, not 600, 600, not 6 and a quarter, 600, a little bit, not 6 and a quarter, 6 and a quarter, 600, not 6 and a quarter, 6 and a quarter, 6 and a quarter, 600, not 65, 605, not 700, 605, not 700, 7 and a quarter, 700, a little bit, not 7 and a quarter, 7 and a half, 7 and a quarter, not 7 and a half, not 75, 775, not 800, 775, not 800, but 800, 775, but 800, but 800, 775, not 800, on the Chevrolet, 775, now 800. Sold at 775. Sold for 775. Lot number 64 is going to be the 1997 right there. Lot number 64 is going to be the 1997 Chevrolet C1500. Lot number 64 is the 1997 Chevrolet C1500. 2050 now 31. 2050 now 31. 31. 31 31 now 31 31 and a half. 31 and a half now 32. 31 and a half now 32 now 32 now. 31 now 32 and a half. 32 and a half now 33. 33 now 33 and a half. 33 and 33 and a half. 33 and a half now 34. 34. 34 now 34 and a half now 35. 35 and a half. 35 and a half now 36. 36 now 36 and a half. 36 now 37. 36 now 37 now 37 and a half. Going to 37 and a half. Hold on. 37 and a half. It won't let me bid. Hold on. Hold on.
There you go. There you go.
There it is. 4,000 now 4,050 now 41. 4,050 now 41 now 41 and a half. 4,100 now 41 and a half now 42. 41 and a half now 42. 42. 41 and a half now 42 now 42 and a half. 4,200 now 42 and a half. 42 and a half. 4,200 now 42 and a half. 42 and a half. 4,200 now 42 and a half. 42 and a half. 4,200 now 42.50. 42.50. 4,200 now 42 and a half. 4,200 to 117. Is that buyer number 117? Yeah, 4,200 to 117. Lot number 65 is going to be the 2003 Ford Expedition. Lot number 65 is going to be the 2003 Ford Expedition. 375 now 400 now 4 and a quarter. 400 a little bit now 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter. 400 now 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter now 4 and a half. 4 and a half now 475. 4 and a half now 475. 475. 4 and a half now 475. Now 500 now 5 and a quarter. 500 a little bit now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter. 500 now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. From the Ford Expedition. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. Sold at 5 and a quarter. Sold for 5 and a quarter. Lot number 66 is going to be the 1988 Chevrolet CK Series, another one on the day. Lot number 66 is going to be the 1988 Chevrolet CK Series. 1800 now 18 and a half, 18 and a half now 19, bid 19, 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 18 and a half now 19. Okay, sold it for 18 and a half. Sold it for 18 and a half. Lot number 67 is going to be the 2007 Chrysler Pacifica. Lot number 67 is going to be the 2007 Chrysler Pacifica. 2.5 now 275. 2.5 now 275. 275. 2.5 now 275. 275. 2.5 now 275 on the Chrysler Pacifica. 275 now 200. 300. 3 and a quarter. 3 and a half. 275. Have David. 375 now 400. Bid 400. 375 David. 400 and 4 and a quarter. Bid 4 and a quarter now 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter now 4 and a half. Bid 4 and a half now 4. 4 and a quarter now 4 and a half. Hold on, I'm frozen. 4 and a half now 475. 4 and a half 475 now 500. 500 5 and a quarter. 500 over now 5 and a quarter. I will put bid. 5 and a quarter 5 and a half. 5 and a half now 575. 575 now 600. 575 now 600. 600. 575 now 600. 600. I have here 575. 575 now 600. 575 to buyer number 130. 575 to buyer number 130. Say. Lot number 68 is going to be the 1999 Chevrolet Tahoe. Lot number 68 is going to be the 1999 Chevrolet, right there. It's going to be the 1999 Chevrolet Tahoe. 375 now 400. 375 now 400. 400 now 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter now 4 and a half. 4 and a half now 475. 475 now 500. Now 5 and a quarter. 500 now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. 565. 565 now 600. 600 now 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter now 600 now 65. 605 now 700 now 7 and a quarter. 7 and a quarter. 7 and a quarter, 700 now 7 and a quarter, 7 and a quarter, 7 and a quarter, 7 and a half now 775, 7 and a half now 775, 775, 7 and a half now 775 on the tile, 7 and a half now 775. Sold at 7 and a half. Sold for 7 and a half. Thank you. Lot number 70 is going to be the 2005 Volkswagen Jetta. Lot number 70 is the 2005 Volkswagen Jetta. 2 and a quarter on 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter on 2 and a half. Bid 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter on 2 and a half. Bid 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter on 2 and a half. Now 275. 275 now 300. Bid 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter now 3 and a half. Bid 3 and a half. Now 375 now 400. Now 4 and a quarter now 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter now 4 and a half. Now 475. 475 now 500. 500 now 500. 500 now 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. Bid 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. Bid 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. Sold at 5 and a quarter. Sold for 5 and a quarter. Lot number 71 is going to be the 2003 Nissan Maxima. Lot number 71 is going to be the 2003 Nissan Maxima. 200, not 2 200, a little bit, not 2 1/4. 2 1/4, 200, not 2 1/4, but 2 1/4, 200, 2 1/4, 2 1/2. 2 1/4, 2 1/2, not 2 2 not 300, 2 not 300, 300, 2 not 400, but 300, 2 not 300. 300, 300, 300, 300, 300, a little bit, not 3 1/4. 3 1/4, 3 1/2. 3 1/4, not 3 1/2, but 3 1/2, not 375. 3 1/2, not 375. 375, 375, not 400. 375, not 400. 400, 400, a little bit, not 4 1/4, not 4 1/2. 4 1/4, 4 1/4, not 4 1/2. 4 1/2, 4 1/4, not 4 1/2, not 475. 4 1/2, not 475. 475, 4 1/2, not 475. 475, 4 1/2, not 475. Sold at 4 1/2. Sold for 4 1/2. Lot number 72 is going to be the 2020 Chevrolet Malibu. Lot number 72 is right. Hold on. Lot number 72 is going to be the 2020 Chevrolet Malibu. 5 1/2, not 575. 5 1/2, 575, or 6 6 1/2, not 65. 6 1/2, not 675. 675, not 700, 700, not 700, 800, 9 1/4, 9 1/2. 8 1/4, 8 1/2. 8 1/2, 975. 8 1/2, no 875. 875, 875, 900, 9 1/4, 9 1/2. 9 1/4, 9 1/2. 9 1/2, 9 1/4, 9 1/2. 9 1/2, 9 1/2, 975. 9 1/2, 975. 975, 9 1/2, 975. 975, 9 1/2, 975. 9,000, 9,000, 9,000, 9,000. 950 better than 900. Better than 100, 11 1/2. 11 1/2, 11 1/2. Now 12 1/2, 12 1/2. 12 1/2, 12 1/2. 12 1/2, 12 1/2, 12 1/2. 12 1/2, 12 1/2, now 13. 12 1/2, now 13. 13, 12 1/2, now 13. 13, now 13 1/2. 1300, now 13 1/2. 13 1/2, 1300, now 13 1/2. Now 14. 13 1/2, now 14. 14, 13 1/2, now 14. 14, now 14 1/2. 1400, now 14 1/2. 14 1/2, 1400, now 14 1/2. Now 15. 14 1/2, now 15. 15, 14 1/2, now 15. 15, 14 1/2, now 15, now 15 1/2, now 16, 15 1/2, now 16, now 16 1/2, 16 1/2, now 16 1/2, now 17, 16 1/2, now 17, 17 1/2, 16 1/2, now 17, 17, 16 1/2, now 17. Sold it, stay right here, girl. Sold it 16 1/2. Sold it 16 1/2. Lot number 73 is going to be the 2001 Honda CR-V. Lot number 73 is going to be the 2001 Honda CR-V. 300, 300, 300, a little bit, now 3 1/4. 3 1/4, 300, 3 1/4, 3 1/2. 3 1/2, is divided, now 4, now 4, 4, 4 1/2. 4 1/4, now 4 1/2. 4 1/2, 4 1/4, now 4 1/2, now 4 1/2. 4 1/2, now 475. 475, now 500. 475, now 500. 500, 475, now 500. 500, 475, now 500. 500, 500, a little bit, now 5 1/4. 5 1/4, 500, now 5 1/4 on the Honda CR-V. 500, 5 1/4, now 5 1/2. 5 1/4, now 5 1/2. 5 1/2, 5 1/4, now 5 1/2. 5 1/2, now 575. 5 1/2, now 575. 575, 5 1/2, now 575. 575, 5 1/2, now 575. 575, now 600, now 6 1/4. 600, a little bit, now 6 1/4. 6 1/4, 600, now 6 1/4. 6 1/4, 600, now 6 1/4. Sold 600. Sold for 600. I'm gonna pause it. Oh yeah.
You have to let them know that you're pausing. Those are sweet. They drive. They're so.
That's what my mom was looking for.
They're like perfect. I have two of those.
Why not anymore?
We got rid of the first one to get the second one.
Okay.
We got rid of. I don't know why we got rid of the second one.
For the Scion?
No, not the Scion. I'm talking about that one.
No, but like y'all got rid of that one for the Scion?
No, no.
Lot number 74 is going to be the 2018 Nissan Sentra. Lot number 74 is going to be 2018, I'm sorry, Nissan Sentra Bio Rebuild Salvage. Bio on this one and Rebuild Salvage. 890 quarter, $800 bid, 9 1/4, but 8 1/4, 800 excuse me, 890 quarter. Eight and a quarter, 898 and a quarter. Sold at 800. Sold it for 800. Lot number 75 is going to be the 2013 Hyundai Sonata. Lot number 75 is the 2013 Hyundai Sonata. 2.5, not 275. 2.5, not 275. 275, not 300, not 3 and a quarter, 3.5, 375, not 4 and a quarter. 400, not 4 and a quarter, 4.5. 4 and a quarter, not 4.5. 4.5, 4 and a quarter, 4.5, not 475. 4.5, not 475. 475, not 500. 475, bid 500. Bid 500. Bid 500, not 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter, not 5.5. 5 and a quarter, not 5.5, not 575, not 600. KG 600, 600, not 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter, not 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter, not 6 and a half, but 6 and a 5. 6 and a half, not 6 and a 5. 6 and a 5, not 700, not 7 and a quarter. 700, not 7 and a quarter, not 7 and a half. 7 and a half, not 75, now 800. 75, now 800. But 800, 775, now David, 890 and a quarter. 800, 90 and a quarter. 8 and a quarter, 9 and a half. 8 and a quarter, but 8 and a half. But 8 and a half, 8 and a quarter, 8 and a half, 875. 875, now 900. 875, now 900. But 900, 875, now 900. Now 9 and a quarter. 900, but 9 and a quarter. 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half. 9 and a quarter, but 9 and a half. 9 and a half, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half, 975. 900, 975, now 1,000. 975, but 1,000. But it doesn't answer by now 1,000, now 1,050. Give you 1,050, yeah, he's out. 1,000, now 1,050, but 1,050, now 11. 1,050, now 1,100. But 1,050, now 1,100. Now 11 and a half. 1100, now 11 and a half. 11 and a half, now 1,200. 11 and a half, now 1,200. But 1,200, now 12 and a half. 1,200, now 12 and a half. But 12 and a half. 1,200, now 12 and a half. But 12 and a half. 1,200, now 12 and a half. Sold it, 12 and a half. Sold for it. No, 1,200, sorry. Sold for 1,200. Sold for 1,200. Lot number 76 is going to be the 2007 Volkswagen Jetta. Lot number 76 is going to be the 2007 Volkswagen Jetta. Flood damage, rebuild salvage, flood damage, and rebuild salvage. 300 with 3 and a quarter, 300 on the now 3 and a quarter, 3 and a quarter, 300 on 3 and a quarter, 3 and a quarter, 300 on 3 and a quarter on the Volkswagen, 3 and a quarter on 3 and a half, 3 and a quarter on 3 and a half, 3 and a half, now 375, 3 and a half, now 375. But 375, 3 and a half, not 375. But 375, 3 and a half, not 375. 375, 3 and a half, not 375. Sold at 3 and a half. Sold for 3 and a half. Lot number 77 is going to be 2016 Chevrolet Cruze. Lot number 77 is going to be the 2016 Chevrolet Cruze. 2 and a quarter, not 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter, not 2 and a half. 2 and a half, 2 and a quarter, not 2 and a half. 2 and a half, 2 and a quarter, not 2 and a half on the Chevy Cruze. 2 and a quarter, not 2 and a half. DD want it. 2 and a quarter, not 2 and a half. 2 and a half, 2 and a quarter, 2 and a half, not 275. 2 and a half, not 275, now 300. 300, 300, not 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter, not 3 and a half. 3 and a half, now 400. 375, now 400. 400, not 400. 400, not 4 and a quarter, not 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter, not 4 and a half. Bid 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter, not 4 and a half. Bid 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter, not 4 and a half. Now 475, now 500. 475, bid 500, now 500. 500, bid, now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter, 500, not 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter, 500, not 5 and a quarter, not 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter, not 5 and a half. Bid 5 and a half, not 575. 5 and a half, not 575. 575, 5 and a half, not 575. 575, 5 and a half, not 575. Now 600. 575, now 600. 600, now 6 and a quarter. 600, now 6 and a quarter. 600, now 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter. 600, now 6 and a quarter. Bid 6 and a quarter. 600, now 6 and a quarter. Sold it for 600. Oh, okay. Lot number 78 is going to be the 2005 Subaru Outback. Lot number 78 is going to be the 2005 Subaru. 200, not 2 and a quarter. 200, a little bit, not 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter. 200, not 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter. 200, not 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter. 200, not 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter. 2 and a half, not 275. 2 and a half, not 275. 275, 2 and a half, not 275. 275, 2 and a half, not 275. Not 300. 275, not 300. 3 and a quarter. 300, a little bit, not 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter. 300, not 3 and a quarter on the Subaru Outback. 300, not 3 and a quarter. Sold at 300. Sold for 300. Lot number 79 is going to be the 2010 Mazda 3. Lot number 79 is going to be the 2010 Mazda 3. 200, not 2 and a quarter. 200, all day, can I get 2 and a quarter? 2 and a quarter, 200, not 2 and a quarter, but 2 and a quarter, 200, not 2 and a quarter on the Mazda 3. 200, 2 and a quarter, 2 and a half, not 275, now 300. 275, now 300. 300, 275, now 300. 300, 300, 3 and a quarter. 300, all day, now 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter, not 3 and a half. 3 and a half, 3 and a quarter, not 3 and a half on the Mazda 3. 3 and a quarter, not 3 and a half. 3 and a half, not 375, not 400. 375, not 400. 400, 400, not 400, not 4 and a half, not 475. 4 and a half, not 475. 475, not 500. 475, 500. 500, 475, not 500. 500, 475, not 500. 500, 500, not 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter, not 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half. 5 and a half, 5 and a quarter, not 5 and a half on the Mazda. 5 5.5, now 575. 5.5, now 575, now 600. Bid 600. 575, now 600. Bid 600. 575, now 600. Bid 600, now 6 and quarter. 600 bid, now 6 and quarter. Bid 6 and quarter, now 6 and a half. 6 and quarter, now 6 and a half. Bid 6 and a half. 6 and quarter, now 6 and a half. And the Mazda. 6 and a half, now 65. 6 and a half, now 675. Bid 65. 6 and a half, now 675. Bid 6 and a half. 6 and a half, now 675. Sold it 6 and a half. Sold for 6 and a half. Lot number 80 is going to be the 2019 Kia Sportage. Lot number 80 is going to be the 2019 Kia Sportage. 18 and 19 and 2000, not 2050, 2050, not 21, 21 and 21 and 22, 21 and 22, 22 and 21 and 22, 22 and 22 and 23, 23, 23 and 23 and 24, 24 and 24 and 24 and 25, 24 and 25 and 25 and 26, 26 and 27, 27 and 27. Hold on, 27, 27 and 20, 20 and 29, 29 and now 2, now 2, now 31, 31 and 31 and a half, 31 and a half, 31 and a half, now 32, now 32, now 33, now 33 and a half, 33 and a half, 33 and a half, 34, 33 and a half, 34, 34 and a half, 35, 35 and a half, 35 and a half, 36, 36 and 36 and a half, now 37, 37 and a half, 38, 38 and 38 and a half, 38 and a half, 39, 39 and a half, now 4,000, 4,000, 4,000, now 4,050, now 41, 41, 41, 41 and 41 and 42, 41 and 42, 42 and 43, 43 and 44. 41 and 44 and 45, 44 and 45 and 45 and now 46, 45 and 46, bid 46, 45 and 46, bid 46, 45 and 46, 46 and 47, 47 and 48, 48, 49, 49, 48 and 49, 48 and a half, bid 49, bid 49, 48 and a half now 49, 49, 48 and a half, 49, 49 and a half, 49 and a half, 5,000 and 51. 5,051, bid 51, 5,051 and 52, 51 and 52, bid 52, 51 and 52, 52. 52 and 53, 52 and 53, 52 and 54, 53 and 54, and 55, 54 and 55, 55, 51 and 5500, 5400 and 5500, 5500, 5400 and 5500, and 56, 5500 and 56, 56, 55 and 56, 55 and 56, 56, 55 and 56 and 57, 56 and 57, 57, 56 and 57, 57, 56 and 57. Sold it for 5,600. Sold for 5,600. Lot number 81 is going to be the 2024 Ford Escape. Lot number 81 is going to be the 2024 Ford Escape. 4.5 horses right now, 500, 500, 500, 600, 600, 600, 600, 665, 600, 665, 605, 775 now, 775 now, 800, 800, 9 quarter, but 8 quarter, 800, 9 quarter, 8 and a half, 8 bed, 8 and a half, 975, 875, 900, 9 quarter, 9 and a half, 9 and a half. 94, 900, 975, 9,000, 9,050, 9,100, 11,500, 1100, 11 and a half, now 1200, 11 and a half, now 1200, 1200, 1200, 12 and a half, 1200, 12 and a half, now 13, 12 and a half, now 13, bid 13, 12 and a half, now 13, bid 13, 12 and a half, now 13, on the 14, 13, now 13 and a half, 13 and a half, now 14, bid 1400, now 14 and a half, 1400, now 14 and a half, 15, 14 and a half, now 15, bid 15, 15, now 15 and a half, 1500, now 15 and a half, bid 15 and a half, now 16, 15 and a half, now 16, bid 16, 15 and a half, now 16, now 16 and a half, 1600, now 16 and a half, bid 16 and a half, now 17, 16 and a half, now 17, bid 17, 17, now 1700, now 17 and a half, now 18, 17 and a half, bid 18, bid 18, now 18 and a half, 1800, now 18 and a half, now 19, 18 and a half, bid 19, bid 19, 18 and a half, now 19, bid 19, 18 and a half, now 19, now 19 and a half, 1900, now 19 and a half, bid 19, bid 19 and a half, 1900, 19 and a half, now 2000, 19 and a half, now 2000, bid 2000, 2000, now 2050, now 2000, now 2050, bid 2050, 2000, now 2050, sold it 2000, sold for 2000. Lot number 82 is going to be the 2008 Scion XB. Lot number 82 is going to be the 2008 Scion XB. 3.5 now 365, 3.5 now 365 now 400, 365 now 400, bid 400, 365 now 400, bid 400, 400 now 400, now 49, 400 now 49, 400 now 465, 465 now 500, now 500, 500 now 500, now 500, 500 now 500, 500 now 500, now 565, 500 now 575, 575, 500 now 575, now 600, 575 now 600, bid 600, 575 now 600, now 600. 600 now 6 quarter, 6 quarter, 6 and a half, 6 and quarter now 6 and a half, 6 and a half, 6 and quarter now 6 and a half, 6 and a half, 6 and a half now 6 and a half, 6 and a half now 675, 675 now 700, 700, 675 now 700, 700, 675 now 700, 700, 675 now 700, sold it 675. 675 to buyer number 114. 675 to buyer number 114. Lot number 83 is going to be the 2013 Audi A6. Lot number 83 is going to be the 2013 Audi A6. 15 now 15 now 1500 now 15 and a half 15 now 1500 now 15 now 15 now 1500 now 15 now 16 15 and a half now 16 base 16 15 and a half now 16 base 16 15 and a half now 16 base 16 15 and a half now 16 16 and a half now 17 16 and a half 17 now 17 now 1700 now 17 and a half 17 and a half now 18 17 and a half now 18 now 18 now 1800 now 18 and a half now 19 18 19 now 19 now 1900 now 19 and a half now 2050 2000 now 2050 2050 2000 now 2050 2050 now 21 2050 now 21 21 now 21 now 22 21 and a half now 22 22 now 2200 now 22 and a half 22 and a half 2200 now 22 and a half now 23 and a half 2300 now 23 and a half 23 and a half 2300 now 23 and a half 23 and a half 23 and a half now 24 24 now 24 and a half 2400 now 24 and a half 24 and a half 2400 now 24 and a half 24 and a half 2400 now 24 and a half now 25 24 and a half now 25 25 24 and a half now 25 now 25 and a half 2500 now 25 and a half 25 2500 now 25 and a half 25 and a half 2500 now 25 and a half. Sold at 2500. Sold for 2500. Lot number 84 is going to be the 2010 Nissan Cube. Lot number 84 is going to be the 2010 Nissan Cube. 275 now, dude. 300 now, 3 and a quarter. 311 now, 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter. 300 now, 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter. 300 now, 3 and a quarter. Sold at 300. Sold it for 300. No, I wasn't. Okay. Lot number 85 is going to be the 2010 Chevy. Huh? Lot number 85 is going to be the 2011 Chevrolet Impala. 3.5 now, this is by now 400. 400 now, 4 quarter now, 4 and a half. 4 quarter now, 4 and a half, now 475. 4 and a half. 475 now, 500 now, 5 and a quarter. 500 now, 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter now, 5 and a half, now 575. 575 now, 600. 600 now, 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter now, 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now, 6 and a half. 6 and a half, 6 and a half now, 65. 65 now, 700. 65 now, 700 now, 7 and a quarter. 711 now, 7 and a quarter. 7 quarter now, 7 and a half. 7 and a half now, 775. 7 and a half now, 775 now, 775 now, 800. Bet 800, 775 now, 800, bet 800, 775 now, 809, 9 and a quarter, 811, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a quarter, 800, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half, 8 and a quarter, bet 8 and a half, 8 and a half, 8 and a half, 875, 875 now, 900, 875 now, 900, bet 900, 875 now, 900, 900 now, 9 and a quarter, 900 bet now, 9 and a quarter, 900 now, 9 and a quarter, bet 9 and a quarter, 900 now, 9 and a quarter, sold at 900, sold for 900. Lot number 86 is going to be the 2015 Mitsubishi Outlander. Lot number 86 is going to be the 2015 Mitsubishi Outlander. 7.5 now, 775. 7.5 can get 775. 775 now, 800. 775 now, 800. But 800 can get 800. 800, 9 and a quarter, 8 and a half, 875. 875, 900, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half. 9 and a quarter, 900, 975. 900, 975. Hold on. Good old internet. 1,050 now 1100. 1,050 bid 1100 now 11 and a half. 11 and a half now 1200. 1200 now 12 and a half. You get 12 and a half now 13. 12 and a half now 13. Bid 13. 12 and a half now 13. 13 now 13 and a half. You get 13 and a half now 14. 13 and a half now 14. Bid 14. 13 and a half now 14 and 14 and a half. You get 14 and a half now 15. 14 and a half now 15. Bid 1500. 15 now 15 and a half. You get 15 and a half now 16. 15 and a half now 16. Bid 16. 15 and a half now 16. Bid 16 now 16 and a half. You get 16 and a half now 17. 16 and a half now 17. Bid 17. 16 and a half now 17 on the Outlander. 16 and a half now 17. 17 now 17 and a half. You get 17 and a half now 18. 17 and a half now 18. Bet 18, 17 and a half, bet 18, bet 1800, 17 and a half now 1800, 18 now 18 and a half, here 18 and a half now 19, 18 and a half, bet 1900, bet 1900, 18 and a half now 19, bet 19 now 19 and a half, here 19 and a half now 2000, 19 and a half, bet 2000, bet 2000, 19 and a half now 2050, you get 2050 now 21, 2050 now 21, bet 21, 2050 now 21, bet 21, 2050 now 21, 2050 to buyer number 139. 2050 to 139. Lot number 87 is going to be the 2004 Volkswagen Passat. Lot number 87 is going to be the 2004 Volkswagen Passat. 2 and a quarter on 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter on 2 and a half. Bid 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter on 2 and a half. Bid 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter on 2 and a half. Bid 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter on 2 and a half. Sold at 2 and a quarter. Sold for 2 and a quarter. Lot number 88 is going to be the 1998 Chevrolet CK Series. It's like the fourth one.
Yeah.
Like the fourth one. Lot number 88 is going to be the 1998 Chevrolet CK Series. 24 and 24 now. 24 and 24 now, 25. 25, 24 and a half, now 25. Day 25, 24 and a half, now 25. Day 25, 24 and a half, now 25. Sold at 24 and a half. Sold for 24 and a half. Lot number 89 is going to be the 2016 Kia Forte. Lot number 89, the 2016 Kia Forte. 9 975 now 1,000. 975 bid 1,000. Bid 1,000. 975 now 1,000. Bid 1,000. 975 bid 1,000. Bid 1,000. 975 now 1,000. On the Kia Forte, 975 now 1,000. Sold at 975. Sold for 975. Lot number 90 is going to be the 2011 Chevrolet Malibu. Lot number 90 is going to be the 2011 Chevrolet Malibu. 300 now 300, 300 now 3 quarter, 3 and a half, 3 and a half now 375, 3 and a half now 375, 375 now 400, 375 now 400, 400, 400 now 400, 400 now 4 quarter, 4 and a half now 475 now 500, 475 now 500, 475 now 500, 500, 500 now 5 and a half, 5 quarter now 5 and a half, 5 and a half, 5 and a half now 575, 5 and a half now 575, 575 now 600, 600 now 6 quarter. Can you give me a water? Can you give me a water, please? 600 now 6 quarter, 6 quarter now 6 and a half, 6 quarter now 6 and a half. Bid 6 and a half, 6 quarter now 6 and a half, bid 6 and a half, 6 quarter now 6 and a half, 6 and a half now 675 now 700, 675 now 700, 700, 675 now 700, 7, bid 700, 675 now 700, 700 now 74, 87 and a quarter, 7 quarter, 7 quarter now 7 and a half, 7 quarter, 87 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a quarter now 7 and a half. Sold at 7 and a quarter. Sold for 7 and a quarter. It's cold. Lot number 91 is going to be the 2020 Toyota 86. Lot number 91 is going to be the 2020 Toyota 86. What is that? Never seen that. All right, 26 and a half, 27, 27 and a half, 28, 27 and a half, bid 28, bid 28, 28, 28 and a half, 28 and 28 and a half, 28 and a half, 29, 29 and a half, 29 and a half, 29 and a half, 3,000, bid 3,000, 3,000. Make it 350, 350 now 31, 31 and 31 and a half, 31 and 31 and a half, I have it 31, 31 and a half, 32, 32, 32 and 32 and a half, 32 and 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 33, 33 and 33 and a half, 33 and 33 and 34, 34 and 34 and a half, 34 and 34 and a half, 34 and a half, 34 and 34 and a half, 34 and a half, 35, 35, 35 and 35 and a half, 34. 35 and 35 and a half, 36. Can you get 36? 36 and 36 and a half. 36 and 36 and a half, 36 and a half, 36 and a half, 37. Can you get 37? 37 and 37 and a half. 37 and a half and 38. 37 and a half and 38. 38, 38 and 38 and a half. Can you get 38 and a half? 30 ground. 38 and 38 and a half. 38 and a half. 38 and 38 and a half, 39. 39, 39 and a half. 39, 39 and a half. Then 39, 50, 39, 39 and 50, now 4,000. Bid 4,000. 4,000 and 4,050. 4,000 bid 4,050. Bid 4,050. 4,000 and 4,050, now 41. 4,050, now 41. I don't have anybody. 4,000 and 4,050. Bid 4,050. 4,050, now 41. 41 and 41 and a half. 4,100 and 41 and a half. Bid 41 and a half. 41 and 41 and a half. 41 and a half. 4,100 and 41 and a half, now 42. 41 and a half, now 42. Bid 42. 41 and a half, now 42 and 42 and a half. 4,200 and 42 and a half. Bid 42 and a half. 4,200 and 42 and a half. Bid 42 and a half. 41. No. 42 and 42 and a half, now 43. 42 and a half, now 43. Bid 43. 42 and a half, now 43. Bid 43. 42 and a half, now 43. Sold at 42 and a half. Sold for 42 and a half. Lot number 92 is going to be the 2008 Honda Accord. Lot number 92 is going to be the 2008 Honda Accord. 400 and 411, now 4 quarter, now 4 and a half, 4 quarter, now 4 and a half, now 475, 4 and a half, now 475, 475, 475, now 500, 475, now 500, pay 500, 475, now 500, now 500, 500, now 500, 500, now 5 and a half, 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half, hold on. 6 and quarter, 6 and a half, 65. You get 675, 675 to 700, 675 to 700, to 700, 700 to 7 quarter, 7 quarter, 7 and a half. Get 7 and a half, now 775, 7 and a half, now 775, 775, now 800. Get 800, now 8 quarter, 8 and a half. Get 8 and a half, 8 and a half, now 875, 8 and a half, 875, 875, 900, 9 quarter, 9 quarter, 9 and a half. 900, 975, 900, 975, 975, now 1,000, now 1,050, 1,000, now 1,050, 1,050, now 11, now 11, now 1100, now 1200, now 12 and a half, 1200, now 12 and a half. 12 and a half, 12 budget, now 12 and a half, you're out. 12 budget, now 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, now 13, 12 and a half, now 13, bid 13, 12 and a half, now 13, bid 13, 12 and a half, now 13, 13, now 13 and a half, 1300, now 13 and a half, bid 13 and a half, 1300, now 13 and a half, sold at 1300, sold for 1300. Lot number 93 is going to be the 2011 Kia Sorento. Lot number 93 is going to be the 2011 Kia Sorento. 3.5 now 375, 3.5 now 375, 375, 3.5 now 375, now 400 now 40, 40 now 40, now 475, 4.5 now 475, 475 now 500, now 500, 500 now 500, now 500, now 500, 575 now 600, now 600, 6 and quarter now 6.5 now 675, 6.5 now 675, 675, 6.5 now 675, 675, 6.5 now 675. 675 now 700 now 7 quarter, 711 now 7 and a quarter, 7 quarter, 700 now 7 quarter on the Kia Sorento, 700 now 7 and a quarter, 7 quarter, 700 now 7 quarter, 7 and a half now 775, 7 and a half now 775, 775, 7 and a half now 775, 775 now 800 now 80 quarter, 800 bid 80 quarter, bid 80 quarter, 800 now 80 quarter, bid 80 quarter, 800 now 8 and a quarter, bid 80 quarter, 800 now 8 and a quarter, sold at 800, sold for 800. Lot number 94 is going to be the 2016 Kia Optima. Lot number 94 is going to be the 2016 Kia Optima. 8 and a quarter now 8 and a half, 8 and a quarter, 8 and a half, now 875, 8 and a half now 875, 875, 8 and a half now 875, 875, 875 now 900, 900 now 94, 94 now 9 and a half, 94 now 900, now 975, 975 now 1,000, 1,000 now 1,050. 50,000 now 1,050, 50,000 now 1,050, now 1,100, 1,100. 1100 now 11 and a half, 1100 but 11 and a half, 11 and a half now 1200. For 1200, 11 and a half now 1200, for 1200, 11 and a half now 1200. Sold to be 11 and a half. Sold for 11 and a half. Lot number 95 is going to be the 1998 Ford Mustang. Lot number 95 is going to be the 1998 Ford Mustang. 300 or 3 and a quarter, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, 3 and a quarter, but 3 and a half. 3 and a half, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, now 375, 375 now 400, 375 now 400, 400, 375 now 400, 400 now 400, 400 now 4 and a half, 4 and a half, 4 and a half now 475, 475 now 500, 475 bid 500, bid 500, 500 now 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, 5 and a half now 575, 5 and a half now 575, bid 575, 5 and a half now 575, 575, 5 and a half now 575, now 600, make it 600, 575 now 600, 600 now 6 and a quarter, 600 now 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter, 600 now 6 and a quarter, 6 and a quarter, 600 now 6 and a quarter. 600 to buyer number D08. 600 to D08. Lot number 96 is going to be the 2014 Chevrolet Cruze. Lot number 96 is going to be the 2014 Chevrolet Cruze. 275 now 300, 275 now 300, bid 300, 275 now 300, bid 300, 300, 275 now 300, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, now 375, 3 and a half, now 375 now 400, 400 now 400, 4 and a half, now 475, 475 now 500, 475 now 500, bid 500, 500 now 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half, 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half, now 575, 5 and a half, now 575, 575, 575 now 600, 575 now 600, now 6 and a quarter, 611 now 6 and a quarter, 6 and a half, 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half, 6 and a half now 675, 675 now 7, 700, 6 quarter, 7 and a half. 7 now 775 now 800, 775 now 800, but 800, 775 now 800, 800 now 8 and a quarter, 8 and a half. 8 and a quarter, but 8 and a half, 3 and a half, 8 and a quarter now 8 and a half, on the Chevy Cruze, 8 and a half now 8 to the 5, 900 now 9 and a quarter, 900 now 9 and a quarter, 9 and a quarter, 900 now 9 and a quarter, 9 and a quarter, 900 now 9 and a quarter, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half, 9 to the 5, 9 and a half, 9 to the 5, 9 to the 5, now 1,000, now 1,050, now 1,100, 1,050 better than 1,100, now 1,100, 1,050, now 1,100. Sold at 1,050. Sold for 1,050. Lot number 97 is going to be the 2010 Kia Forte. Lot number 97 is going to be the 2010 Kia Forte. 300 now 3 quarter, 3 and a half, now 365 now 400, 400 now 4 quarter, 4 quarter now 4 and a half, now 465, 465 now 500, 500 now 5 quarter, 5 and a half. 5 now 5 and a half, 5 and a half, 5 quarter, 5 and a half, now 565, now 600, now 6 and a quarter, 611 now 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half, now 6 and 5, 6 and a half, now 675, but 6 and 5, 6 and a half, now 675 on the Kia Forte, 6 and a half, now 675, 675 now 700, 675 now 700, 675 now 700, 675 now 700. Sold at 675. Sold for 675. Lot number 98 is going to be the 2006 Honda CRV. Lot number 98 is going to be the 2006 Honda CRV. 22 and 22 and a half, 20, 20, 22 and a half, 23, 22 and a half, 23, bid 23, 23, 22 and a half, 23, bid 23, 22 and a half, 23, bid 23, 22 and a half, 23. On the Honda CRV, 23 and 23 and a half, 2300, 23 and a half, bid 23 and a half, 2300, 23 and a half. 23 and a half by 24, 23 and a half by 24, bid 24, 23 and a half by 24. I know you wanted 23 and a half by 24, bid on it 24 and 24 and a half, 2400 and 24 and a half, bid 24 and a half, 2400 and 24 and a half, bid 24 and a half, 2400 and 24 and a half, now 25, 24 and a half, now 25, bid 25, 24 and a half, now 25, bid 25, 25, now 25 and a half, 2500, now 25 and a half, bid 25 and a half, 2500, now 25 and a half. Sold at 2500. Sold for 2,500. Lot number 99 is going to be the 2014 Nissan Maxima. Lot number 99 is going to be the 2004 Nissan Maxima. 2 and a quarter on 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter on 2 and a half. Bid 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter on 7 and a half. 7 and a quarter on 7 and a half. Bid 7 and a quarter on 7 and a half. On the Nissan Maxima. 7 and a quarter on 7 and a half. Bid 7 and a half. Now 775. 7 and a half. Now 775. Bid 775. 7 and a half. Now 775. 775 now 800. 775 bid 800. Bid 800. 775 now 800. Bid 800. 800 now 8 and a quarter. $800 bid now 8 and a quarter. 8 and a quarter. 800 now 8 and a quarter. Sold at 800. Sold for 800. Lot number 100 is going to be the 1997 Buick Skylark. Lot number 100 is going to be the 1997 Buick Skylark. 200 now 2 and a quarter. $200 bid. Can I get 2 and a quarter? 2 and a quarter now 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter now 2 and a half. Bid 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter. Can I get 2 and a half? Bid 2 and a half. 2 and a half now 275. 2 and a half. Can I get 275? 275. 2 and a half now 275. Bid 275. 2 and a half now 275 now 300. 300 now 3 and a quarter. $300 bid now 3 and a quarter. Bid 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter. 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter now 3 and a half. Bid 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter now 3 and a half. 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter now 3 and a half. So 3 and a quarter is a buy number 114. 3 and a quarter is a buy number 114. I'm gonna turn this off. You don't want it. It's going right now. Lot number 101 is going to be the 2014 Ford Fusion. Lot number 101 is going to be the 2014 Ford Fusion. 275 now 300. 275 now 300. 300. 3 and a quarter. 375 now 400. 4 and a quarter. 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter now 4 and a half. 4 and a half. 4 and a half. 4 and a half. 500. 500. 5 and a quarter. 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. 5 and a half. 5 and a half. 5 and a half. 600. 600 now 6 and a quarter. 600 bid now 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. Bid 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. Now 65 now 700. 700 now 7 and a quarter. 700 bid now 7 and a quarter. 7 and a quarter. 700 now 7 and a quarter. 7 and a quarter. 700 now 7 and a quarter. 7 and a quarter. 7 and a half now 775. 775 now 800. 775 now 800. 800 now 8 and a quarter. 800 bid now 8 and a quarter. 8 and a half. 8 and a half now 875. 8 and a half bid 875. Now 900. 875 now 900. Now 9 and a quarter. $900 bid now 9 and a quarter. 9 and a quarter. 900 now 9 and a quarter. Now 9 and a half. 9 and a quarter. Now 9 and a half. 9 and a quarter. Now 9 and a half. 9 and a quarter. Now 900. Now 975. 9 and a half. 975 now 1,000. 975 bid 1,000. Bid 1,000. 975 now 1,000. On the Ford Fusion. 975 now 1,000. 1,000 now 1,000 bid. 1,000 now 1,000 bid. Bid 1,000 now 1,100. Now 11 and a half. 1,100 bid 11 and a half. 11 and a half now 1,200. 11 and a half now 1,200. 12 and a half. 1,200 now 12 and a half. Bid 12 and a half. 1,200 now 12 and a half. 12 and a half now 13. 12 and a half bid 13. Bid 13. 12 and a half now 13. Now 13 and a half. 1,300 now 13 and a half. Bid 13 and a half. 1,300 now 13 and a half. Sold at 1,300. Sold for 1,300. Lot number 102 is going to be the 2007 Honda Civic. Lot number 102 is going to be the 2007 Honda Civic. 400 now 4 and a quarter now 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter bid 4 and a half. 4 and a half now 475 now 500. 500 now 5 and a quarter. 500 bid now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. Now 575. 5 and a half now 575. 575 now 600. 575 now 600. Now 6 and a quarter. 600 bid now 6 and a quarter. Now 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. Base is half, 6 1/4, now 6 and a half, now 65, now 700, 675, now 700, 700, now 7 quarters, 700, all up, now 7 1/4, 7 quarters, 700, now 7 1/4, 700, now 7 1/4, 7 quarters, 700, now 7 quarters, 7 and a half. 7 1/4, now 7 and a half, now 7 and a half, now 775, 7 and a half, now 775, now 775, 7 and a half, now 775, 775, now 890 quarter, 800, all up, 90 quarter, 8 and a half, 8 quarter, 8 and a half, 975, 8 and a half, 975, now 900. 990 quarter, 900 all up, now 9 and a quarter, 8 9 and a quarter, 900 now 9 and a quarter, 9 and a quarter, 900 now 9 and a quarter. Sold at 900. Sold for 900. Lot number 103 is going to be the 2008 Nissan Altima. Lot number 103 is the 2008 Nissan Altima. 200, not 2 and a quarter. 200 all day. Can I get 2 and a quarter? 2 and a quarter. 200, not 2 and a quarter. Somebody bid me 2 and a quarter. 200, not 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter. 200, not 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter, not 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter, not 2 and a half. Bid 2 and a half. 2 and a half, not 2 and a half. 2 and a half, not 275. Bid 2 and a half. 2 and a half, not 2 and a half. Not 30. 2 and a half, not 30. Not 3 and a quarter. 300 all up, not 3 and a quarter. Bid 3 and a quarter. 300, not 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter. 303 and a quarter. Sold at 300. Sold for 300. Lot number 104 is going to be the 2007 Dodge Charger. Lot number 104 is going to be the 2007 Dodge Charger. 200 on 2 and a quarter. 200 all day. Can I get 2 and a quarter? 2 and a quarter. 200 not 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter. 200 not 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter or 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter or 2 and a half not 2 and a half. 2 and a half not 275. But 275. 2 and a half not 275. Mom, can you bid again? Mom, bid. 275 now 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter. 3 and a half. 3 and a half not 3 and a half. 3 and a half not 375. 400. 375 now 400. David, can I get 400? Now 400. 400 on the bid. Now 400. Now 400. 3 and 4 and a half. 4 and a half. Now 475. Now 500. 475 bid. 500. 500 now 5 and a quarter. 500 now 5 and a half. 5 and a half. Now 575 now 600. Can you get 600? 600 now 600. 575 now 600. Bid 600. 575 now 600. Sold at 575. Sold for 575. Lot number 105 is going to be the 2007 Ford Focus. Lot number 105 is the 2007 Ford Focus. Yeah, they did not focus. 200 not 2 and a quarter. 200 all day. Can I get 2 and a quarter? But 2 and a quarter. 200 not 2 and a quarter. David, 200 not 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter. 200 not 2 and a quarter. 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter not 2 and a half. David, 2 and a half. 2 and a half not 275. 2 and a half not 275. Yeah, 2 and a half not 275. 275 now 300. 275 now 300. David, 300 3 and a quarter. 300 all day not 3 and a quarter. But 3 and a quarter. 300 not 3 and a quarter. But 3 and a quarter. 300 not 3 and a quarter on the Ford that didn't focus. 300 not 3 and a quarter. Sold at 300. 300 for the Ford that did not focus. Lot number 106 is going to be the 2010 Mazda 3. Lot number 106 is going to be the 2010 Mazda 3. 200 now 2 and a quarter, 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter now 2 and a half. But 2 and a half now 275. 2 and a half now 275. But 275. 2 and a half now 275. But 275. 2 and a half now 275 on the Mazda 3. 2 and a half now 275. 275 now 3. 275 now 3. Now 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. Now 3 and a half. 3 and a half now 375. But 375 now 400. 375 now 400. Now 4 and a quarter. 400 now 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter. 400 now 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter now 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half now 475. 4 and a half now 475. 475. 475 now 500. 500 now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a half now 575. 5 and a half now 575. 575. 5 and a half now 575. Now 600 now 6 and a quarter. 600 now bid now 6 and a quarter. Now 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. Bid 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. Now 65. 6 and a half now 675. Bid 675. 6 and a half now 675. Now 700. 675 now 700. Bid 675 now 700. And a quarter. It's 700. Sold for 700. Lot number 107 is going to be the 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Lot number 107 is going to be the 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Rebuild salvage title on this one. 13 on 13 and a half. 13 and a half now 14. 13 and a half now 14. Bid 14 now 14 now. Bid 14 now 13. 14 now 15. Bid 15 now 15. Bid 15 now 16. 15 now 16. 16 now 17. 17 now 17 now 18. 17 now 18. Bid 18 now 18 now. 18 now 19 now 19 now. 19 now 2000. You get 2000 now 2000. 21 and 21 now. Get 21 now. But 21 now. 21 now 22. 21 and a half now 22. Bid 22. 21 and a half now 22 and 22 now. 22 now 22 and a half. Bid 22 now 23 now 23 now. Get 21 now. But 21 now. 21 and a half now 22. 21 and a half now 22. Bid 22, 21 and a half, now 22 and 22 and a half, 22 now 22 and a half, bid 22 now, 23 and 23 and a half, get 23 and a half, 23 and a half, now 24, 23 and a half, now 24, 24 and a half, now 25, get 25, 25 now 25 and a half, 2500 now 25 and a half, now 26, get 26 now 26 and a half, 2600, 2600, 27, gain 27, 27, 27 half, 2700, 27 half, 27 half, 28, gain 200, bid 28, 28, now 28 and a half, 2800, now 28 and a half, bid 28 and a half, now 29, gain 29, 28 and a half, bid 29, David 29 and 29, 28 and a half, bid 29, so did 28 and a half, 28 and a half to buy number 136. Everybody can move this way so we can get this truck and trailer turned around.
Hey, this is not charging.
Yeah, very process. What we got?
It's not charging up.
No, it's not.
Oh, there.
There it is?
Yep.
Still charging?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, cool.
There's a little lightning bulb right there.
Sorry.
You good.
Yeah. It's only barely 85.
Mm-hmm. Just so much later.
Alright. Oh, hello? Whoa. Test one, two. Alright. Oh, I got water on my paper. Okay. Lot number 108 is going to be the 2016 Kia Optima. Pause. Lot number 108 is going to be the 2016 Kia Optima. 22 and a 22 and a half. 2200 can get 22 and a half. Bid 22 and a half. 2200 not 22 and a half. Bid 22 and a half. 2200 not 22 and a half on the Kia Optima. 2200 not 22 and a half. Bid 22 and a half not 23. 22 and a half not 23. Bid 23. 22 and a half not 23. Bid 23. 22 and a half not 23. Sold at 22 and a half. Sold for 22 and a half. Lot number 109 is going to be the 2012 Nissan Altima. Lot number 109 is going to be the 2012 Nissan Altima. High deal of the day. 200 on 24. 200 on the bid. Can I get 2 and a quarter? 2 and a quarter. 200 bid 2 and a quarter. Bid 2 and a quarter. 200. Can I get 2 and a quarter? 2 and a quarter. 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter bid 2 and a half. 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter. 2 and a half. 2 and a half. Get 275 now 300. 275 now 300. Bid 300. 275 now 300. Bid 300. 275 now 300. 300 on 3 and a quarter. 300 on the bid. Can I get 3 and a quarter? 3 and a quarter. 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter on 3 and a half. Bid 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter on 3 and a half. Bid 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter on 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter to D08. 3 and a quarter to D08. Lot number 110 is going to be the 2006 Toyota Corolla. Lot number 110 is going to be the 2006 Toyota Corolla. 200 on 2 and a quarter. 200 on the bid. Can I get 2 and a quarter? 2 and a half on 2 now 3 and a quarter. 300 on the bid. Now 3 and a quarter. 3 and a half now 3 and a half. 3 and a half now 3 and a half. Now 400 now 4 and a quarter. Get the 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter now 4 and a half now 4 and a half. 4 and a half now 475. I have here 4 and a half. 4 and a half now 475. 475. 4 and a half now 475. 475 now 500 now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a half now 575. 575. 5 and a half now 575 now 600. Bid 600. 575 now 600. 575 now 600. Bid 600. 575 now 600. Now 6 and a quarter. 600 bid. Can I get 6 and a quarter? 600 now 6 and a quarter. Sold at 600. Sold for 600. Lot number 111 is going to be the 2010 Hyundai Ascent. Lot number 111 is going to be the 2010 Hyundai Ascent. 300, 300, 3 and a quarter, 300 on the bid, now 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, now 375, 3 and a half, now 375, now 400, get it 400, 400, now 4 and a quarter, 400 on the bid, take 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half, 4 and a half, now 475, 4 and a half, now 475, now 500, get it 500, 475, now 500, bid 500, 475, now 500, bid 500, 475, now 500, sold at 475, sold for 475. Lot number one, lot number 112 is going to be the 2014 Nissan Sentra. Lot number 112 is going to be the 2014 Nissan Sentra. 2 and a half, now 275, now 3 and a quarter, 3 now 375, 400, now 4 and a quarter, 400, now 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half, now 475, now 500, 475, now 500, now 5 and a quarter, get 5 and a quarter, 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half, now 575, 5 and a half, now 575, now 600, 600, now 6 and a quarter, 600, bid 600, 5. Hold on. 675, now 700, 700, now 7 quarter, get 7 and a quarter, 7 and a quarter, 7 and a half, 7 and a quarter, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half, now 775, get 775, now 800, 890 and a quarter, 800, I have it, 800, 890 and a quarter, 8 and a half, you get 8 and a half, 8 and a half, now 875, 875, now 900, 875, then 900, then I have it, 875, 875, now 900, 900, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a quarter, 1,050, now 1100, get 1100, 1100, now 11 and a half, 1100, but 11 and a half, now 1200, get 1200, 1200, now 12 and a half, 1200, but 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 1200, not 12 and a half, and then Nissan Sentra, 1200, not 12 and a half. 1200 to buyer D08. 1200 to D08. Lot number 113 is going to be the 2006 Ford Focus. Lot number 113 is going to be the 2016 Ford Focus. That one didn't focus either. 200, not 2 and a quarter. 200 over there. Can I get 2 and a quarter? 2 and a quarter. 2 David, 2 and a quarter. 200, not 2 and a quarter, but 2 and a quarter. 200, not 2 and a quarter. Sold it 200. Sold for 200. Lot number 114 is going to be the 2013 Hyundai Elantra. Lot number 114, the 2013 Hyundai Elantra. $375 now 400. Get it 400, 400 now 4 and a quarter. 400 on the big. Can I get 4 and a quarter? 4 and a quarter now 4 and a half now 475. Get it 475, 475 now 500. 475 to 500, 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half. Get it 5 and a half. 5 and a half now 575 now 600 now 6 quarter. Get it 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. 6 and a half now 6 and a half, 700 now 7 quarter. Get 7 and a quarter. 7 and a quarter now 7 and a half. 7 and a half now 775 now 800. 800 now 80 quarter now 8 and a half. 8 and a half now 875 now 900 now 90 quarter. 9 and a quarter 9 and a half. 9 and a half now 975 now 1,000. 975 bid 1,000. 1,000 now 1,000 bid 1,000 now bid 1,050 now 1100. 1100 bid 1100 now 11 and a half. 1100 now 11 and a half. 11 and a half now 1200. Get 1200. 1200 now 12 and a half. 1200 bid 12 and a half. Bid 12 and a half. 1200 now 12 and a half. 1200 bid 12 and a half. 1200 now 12 and a half. 12 and a half now 13. Can you get 13? 12 and a half now 13. Bid 13. 13 now 13 and a half. 1300, can you get 13 and a half? Bid 13 and a half. 1300 now 13 and a half. Now 14. Get 1400. 13 and a half now 14. Bid 14 now 14 and a half. 1400 now 14 and a half. Bid 14 and a half. 1400 now 14 and a half. Bid 14 and a half. 1400 now 14 and a half. Now 15. Get 15. Bid 15. 14 and a half now 15. Bid 15. 14 and a half now 1500. Bid 1500. 14 and a half now 15. Sold it 14 and a half. 14 and a half to 131. 14 and a half to buyer number 131. Lot number 115 is going to be the 2004 Acura TL. Lot number 115 is going to be the 2004 Acura TL. 4 and a half now 475. 4 and a half 475 now 500. 500 now 5 and a quarter. 500 now bid. Can I get 5 and a quarter? 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. Bid 5 and a half. 5 and a half now 575. 5 and a half now 575. 575. 5 and a half now 575. 575. 5 and a half now 575. Now 600 now 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. Sold at 6 and a quarter. Sold for 6 and a quarter. Lot number 116 is going to be the 1999 Toyota Sienna. Lot number 116 is going to be the 1999 Toyota Sienna. 2 and a half now 275. 2 and a half can get 275. Get 275. 2 and a half now 275 on the Toyota Sienna. 2 and a half now 275. Sold it 2 and a half. Sold for 2 and a half. Lot number 117 is going to be the 2021 Chevrolet Equinox. Lot number 117 is going to be the 2021 Chevrolet Equinox. 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter, can you get 3 and a half? Bid 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter, can you get 3 and a half? 3 and a half, this is divided now 400. This is divided now 400, the 4 quarter, 4 and a half, the 4 is divided 500, 5 quarter, 5 and a half, 5 divided now 600. 600 now 6 and a quarter. 600 now 6 and a quarter. This is a quarter. 600 now 6 and a quarter, 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half, now 6 and 5. 6 and a half now 6 and 5, now 700. 6 and a half now 700, now 7 and a quarter. 700 now 7 and a quarter, 7 and a half. 7 and a half now 7 and a quarter. 7 and a half now 7 and a half, 8 and a quarter, 8 and a half. 8 and a quarter, 8 and a half. 8 and a half, 8 and a quarter, 8 and a half, 8 and 5. 8 and 5 now 900. 8 and 5 now 900. 700, 8 and 5 900, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half. 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half, 9 and 5. 9 and a half, 9 and 5, 9 and 5 now 1,000. 9 and 5, 1,000. Bid 1,000, 9 and 5 now 1,000. Bid 1,000, now 1,000. Bid 1,000 now 1,050. Bid 1,050 now 1,100. 1,050 now 1,100. bid 1100, 1100, bid 1100, 11 half, 1100, 11 half, now 1200, 12 half, 1200, 12 half, bid 12 half, 1200, 12 half, now 13, 12 half, bid 13, now 13 half, bid 13, now 13 and a half, bid 13 half, now 14, 13 half, now 14, bid 14, 13 half, now 14, bid 14 half, now 15, 15 half, now 15, bid 15, 14 half, now 15, bid 15, 14 half, now 15, now 15 half. 1500 now 15 and a half now 16, 16 now 16 and a half, 1600 now 16 and a half, bid 16 and a half now 17, 17 now 17 and a half now 18, 17 and a half now 18, bid 18, 17 and a half now 18, bid 18, 18 now 18 and a half, 1800 now 18 and a half, bid 18 and a half, 1800 now 18 and a half, 1800 bid 18 and a half, sold it, sold for 1800, sold for 1800. Lot number 118 is going to be the 2015 Jeep Patriot. Lot number 118 is going to be the 2015 Jeep Patriot. 6 and a quarter, 6 and a half, now 65. 6 and a half, now 675. Bid 65, 6 and a half, now 675. 675, now 700. 675, now 700. Bid 700, 700, now 7 quarter, 7 and a half, now 775. 7 and a half, again, 775. 775, now 800. 775, now 800. Bid 800, 775, now 800, 90 quarter, 8 and a half, now 875. 8 and a half, now 875. Bid 875, now 900. 875, now 900. Are you bidding? Sorry in the camera, are you bidding? 90 quarter, now 9 and a half. 90 quarter, 9 and a half, now 975. 9 and a half, now 975. 975, 975, now 1,000. 975, bid 1,000, now 1,050. 1,000, now 1,050. Bid 1,050, 1,050, now 1,100, now 11 and a half. 1,100, now 11 and a half, now 1,200, now 12 and a half. 1,200, now 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, now 13. 12 and a half, now 13. Bid 13, 13, now 13 and a half. 13, now 13 and a half, 14. 13 and a half, now 14, now 14 and a half. 14 and a half, now 15. Can you get 15? 14 and a half, now 15. Bid 15, now 15 and a half. 15 and a half, 15 and a half, now 16. Can you get 16? Bid 16, 15 and a half, now 16. I know you wanted 15 and a half, now 16. Bid 16, 15 and a half, now 16, now 16 and a half. 16 and a half, now 16 and a half, now 17. 16 and a half, now 17. Bid 17, 16 and a half, now 17. Bid 17, 16 and a half, now 17. Now 17 and a half, 1700, now 17 and a half. You want 17 and a half, 1700, now 17 and a half, now 18. 1800, now 18 and a half. 1800, can you get 18 and a half? Bid 18 and a half, 1800, I have you at 18. 18, now 18 and a half, bid 18 and a half, now 19. Can I get 1900? 18 and a half, now 19. 3, 2, 18 and a half, now 19. Sold at 18 and a half. 18 and a half to buyer number 135. 18 and a half to buyer number 135. Lot number 119 is going to be the 1996 Honda Civic. Lot number 119 is a 1996 Honda Civic. 375 now 400. 400 now 400. 400 now bid now 400 now 4 and a half. 400 now 4 and a half. Bid 4 and a half. 400 now 4 and a half now 475. 4 and a half now 475. 475 now 500. 475 now 500. Now 500. 500 now bid now 500 now 5 and a half. 500 now 5 and a half. 5 and a half now 575. 5 and a half now 575. 575, 5 and a half now 575, 575 now 600, 575 now 600, 600 now 6 quarter, 600 bid now 6 and a quarter, 6 and a quarter, 6 and a quarter, 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half, bid 6 and a half, 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. Sold at 6 and a quarter. Sold for 6 and a quarter. Lot number 120 is going to be the 2010 Ford Escape. Lot number 120 is going to be the 2010 Ford Escape. 4 and a quarter now 4 and a half. 4 and a half now 475. 475 now 500. 475 bid 500. 500 now 500. 500 bid now 500 now 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. Bid 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. And the Ford Escape 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. Sold at 5 and a quarter. Sold for 5 and a quarter. Lot number 121 is going to be the 2018 Chevrolet Sonic. Lot number 121 is going to be the 2018 Chevrolet Sonic. 300 now 3 and a quarter. 300 bid. Can I get 3 and a quarter? 3 and a quarter. 3 and a half. 400 and 4 quarter. 4 and a half. 4 and 500. 5 and a half. 5 and a half. 600. 6 and a quarter. 600 now 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. Now 6 and 5. 6 and a half now 675. Bid 6 and 5. 6 and a half now 6 and 5. Now 700. 700 now 7 and a quarter. 700 bid now 7 and a quarter. 7 and a half now 7. 7 and a half now 775. 775 now 890 and 90 quarter. 890 quarter. 9 and a half. But 8 and a quarter. 9 and a half. But 8 and a half now 875. 8 and a half now 875. 8 and a half now 875. 900. 900 now 9 and a quarter. 9 and a quarter. 9 and a half. 9 and a quarter. 9 and a half now 975. Now 1,000. Bid 1,000. 1,050 now 1,100 now 11 and a half. 1,100 now 11 and a half now 1,200. 1,200. 12 and a half now 13. 12 and a half now 13. Bid 13. 13 now 13 and a half. 13 and a half now 14. 14 now 14 and a half. 14 get 14 and a half. Bid 14 and a half. 14. David got 1,400 now 14 and a half. 14 and a half now 15. 14 and a half, now 15. Bid 15, 14 and a half, now 15. Bid 15, 14 and a half, now 15. Sold at 14 and a half. Sold for 14 and a half. Lot number 122 is going to be the 2016 Toyota Camry. Lot number 122 is going to be the 2016 Toyota Camry. 1,000 now, 1,050, 1,050 now, 11, 1100 now, 11 half, 11 and a half now, 1200 now, 12 and a half now, 13, 12 and a half now, 13 now, 13 and a half, 13 and a half now, 14 now, 14 and a half, 14 and a half now, 15, 14 and a half now, 15, then 15 now, 15 now, 1500 now, 15 now, 16 now, 16 now, 1600 now, 69 now, 17, 16 now, 17, then 17, 16 and a half now, 17 now, 17 now, 17 and a half now, 18, 18 now, 18 now, 1800 now, 18 and a half now, 19, 18 and a half now, 19, then 19, 18 and a half now, 19, now 19 and a half, 19 and a half now, 250 now, 21, 250 now, 21, bid 21, 2050 now, 21, bid 21 and a half, 21 now, 21 and a half. 21 and a half now 22, 21 and a half now 22, bid 22, 21 and a half now 22, 22 and a half, 2200 now 22 and a half now 23, 22 and a half now 23, bid 23, 22 and a half now 23, on the 20 game, bid 23 and 23 and a half now 24, 23 and a half now 24, bid 24 and 24 and a half, 24 and 24 and a half, bid 24 and a half now 25, 24 and a half now 25 now 25 and a half, 2500 now 25 and a half, bid 25 and a half, 2500 now 25 and a half, 25 and a half now 26, 25 and a half, bid 26 now 26 and a half, 2600 now 26 and a half, bid 26 and a half, 2600 now 26 and a half, 26 and a half, now 27, 26 and a half, now 27, now 27 and a half, 2700, now 27 and a half, 27 and a half, 2700, now 27 and a half, sold it 2700, sold it for 2700. Alright, don't do that anymore. Lot number 123 is going to be the 2011 Acura MDX. Lot number 123 is going to be the 2011 Acura MDX. 600 now 6 and a quarter, 600 now 6 and a quarter, then 6 and a quarter, 600, 605, 700, 7 quarter, 700, 775, 800, 8 quarter, 8 and a half, 8 5, now 900, 8 5, now 900, then 900, 8, 900, 9 and a quarter, 9 975 now 1,000, now 1,050, 1,050 now 11, 1,050 now 11, now 11 and a half, 1100 now 11 and a half, 11 and a half, now 12, 12 and a half, now 13. Whoa, that jumped back. 1200 now 12 and a half, bid 12 and a half, so 12 and a half now 13, 12 and a half now 13, bid 13, you want it? 12 and a half now 13, now 13 and a half, 13 and a half, 13 and a half, bid 13 and a half, 1300 now 13 and a half, now 14, bid 14, bid 14, 14 now 14 and a half, 1400 now 14 and a half, bid 14 and a half, 1400 now 14 and a half, sold it for 1400, sold for 1400. Now, lot number 124 is going to be the 2010 Honda Civic. Lot number 124 is going to be the 2010 Honda Civic. 3 and a half, now 3 divide. 3 and a half, now 3 divide, now 400, now 4 go to 4 and a half, now 4 divide. 4 and a half, now 4 divide, now 500, now 5 go to 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half. 5 and a half, 5 and a half, now 5 divide, 5 divide, now 600. 600, now 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter, 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter, get 6 and a half. Get 6 and a half, now 6 divide, 700, 7 quarter. 700, now 7 and a quarter. 7 and a quarter, 700, now 7 quarter, 7 and a half. 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half, now 775. 7 and a half, now 775. 775, now 800. 775, now 800. Bid 800, 775, now 800. Bid 800, 775, now 800. Sold at 775. Sold for 775. Lot number 125 is going to be the 2014 Hyundai Elantra. Lot number 125 is going to be the 2014 Hyundai Elantra. All right. 375 now 400, bid 400, 375 now 400, bid 400, now 400, 400, bid now 400, now 4 and a half, 400, get a 4 and a half, now 475, 475 now 500, now 500, get a 500, now 5 and a half, now 575, 575 now 600, now 6 gold, get 6 and a quarter, 6 and a quarter, 6 and a half, now 675, 675 700, 700, 700, 7 quarter, 700, bid now 7 quarter, 7 and a half, now 775, get 775, 775 now 800, 775 now 800, now 8 and a quarter, 8 and a quarter, 8 and a quarter, 8 and a half, 8 and a quarter, but 8 and a half, 875, 875 now 900. 875 now 900, now 9 and a quarter, get 9 and a quarter, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half. 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half, bid 9 and a half, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half, 975, get 975, 975, now 1,000, 975, bid 1,000, bid 1,000, now 1,050, get 1,050, now 1,100, 1,100, now 11 and a half, 11 and a half, now 1,200, 1,200, now 12 and a half, get 12 and a half, bid 12 and a half, now 13, 12 and a half, now 13, bid 13, 12 and a half, now 1,300, now 100, 12 and a half, now 13, now 13 and a half, 1,300, get 13 and a half, now 14, 13 and a half, now 14, bid 14, 13 and a half, now 14, bid 14, 13 and a half, now 14, 13 and a half to D08. 13 and a half to D08. Lot number 126 is going to be the 2008 Volkswagen Jetta. Lot number 126 is going to be the 2008 Volkswagen Jetta. 2.5 now 275. 2.5 now 275. 275. 2.5 now 275. Now 2.5 now 275. Now 3 and a quarter. 300 now bid now 3 and a quarter. Bid 3 and a quarter. 300 now 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter. 300 now 3 and a quarter. David 300 now 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter now 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter now 3 and a half now 375. 3 and a half now 375. Bid 375. 3 and a half now 375. Bid 375. 3 and a half now 375. 375 now 400. 375 bid 400 now 4 and a quarter. Now 4 and a quarter. 400 now 4 and a quarter. Do you want it? 400 now 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter now 4 and a half now 475. 4 and a half now 475. Bid 475. 4 and a half now 475. Bid 475. 4 and a half now 475. Sold at 4 and a half. Sold for 4 and a half. Lot number 126. No, sorry, 127 is going to be the 2001 Pontiac Firebird. Lot number 127 is the 2001 Pontiac Firebird. 2.5 now 275. 2.5 now 275 now 300. 275 now 300. But 300 now 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter. 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter. 3 now 375. 375 now 400. 375 now 400. 400. 400 now 4 and a quarter. 400 now 4 and a quarter. Now 4 and a half. 4 and a half now 475 now 500. 500 now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. I be at 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. Now 575. Can I 575 now 600. 575 now 600. 600 now 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. Now 65. Again 65. 675 now 700. 675 now 700. 700. 675 now 700. 700 now 7 and a quarter. 711 now 7 and a quarter. 7 and a quarter. 700 now 7 and a quarter on the Pontiac Firebird. 700 now 7 and a quarter. Sold at 700. Sold for 700. Lot number 128 is going to be the 2015 Mercedes S-Class. Lot number 128 is going to be the 2015 Mercedes S-Class. 1500 now 15.5. 1500 get a 15 and a half. Bid 15.5. 1500 now 15 and a half. Bid 15.5. 1500 now 15 and a half. Just a little messed up. 1500 now 15 and a half. 15 and a half now 16. 1600 now 16 and a half. 1600 now 16 and a half. Bid 16 and a half. 1600 now 16 and a half. Now 17 now 17 and a half. Now 18. 17 and a half. Bid 18. Bid 18. 17 and a half. Now 18. Now 18 and a half. 1800 now 18 and a half. Now 19. Now 18 and a half. Now 19. Bid 19. 19 now 19 and a half. Now 2000. 2000 now 2050. 2000 now 2050. Bid 2050. 2000 now 2050. Now 21. 2050 now 21 and 21 and a half. 2100 now 21 and a half. Bid 21 and a half. 2100 now 21 and a half. Bid 21 and a half. 2100 now 21 and a half. Now 22. 21 and a half. Now 22. Now 22 and a half. 2200 now 22 and a half. Bid 22 and a half. 2200 now 22 and a half. Now 23. 23 now 23 and a half. 2300 now 23 and a half. Bid 23 and a half. 2300 now 23 and a half. 23 and a half now 24. 23 and a half now 24. Now 24 and a half. 2400 now 24 and a half. Bid 24 and a half. 2400 now 24 and a half. Now 25. 24 and a half now 25. Bid 25. 24 and a half now 25. 25 now 24. 24 and a half now 25. Sold at 24 and a half. Sold for 24 and a half. Lot number 129 is going to be the 2012 Ford Fusion. Lot number 129 is going to be the 2012 Ford Fusion. 2 and a quarter, now 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter, get 2 and a half. Bid 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter, now 2 and a half. Bid 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter, now 2 and a half. 2 and a half, now 275. 2 and a half, now 275. Bid 275, now 300. 275, now 300. 300, now 3 and a quarter. 300, now bid, can I get 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter, now 3 and a half. Bid 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter, now 3 and a half, now 375. 3 and a half, now 375, now 400. 375, now 400. 400, now 4 and a quarter. 400, now bid, can I get 4 and a quarter, 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half. Bid 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter, yeah, 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. Sold it for 4 and a quarter. Sold for 4 and a quarter. Lot number 130 is going to be the 2006 Ford Fusion. Lot number 130, the 2006 Ford Fusion. Somebody bid 200. Hey, can I get a 200? 200 on 2 and a quarter. 200 on the bid, now 2 and a quarter, now 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter, now 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter, get 2 and a half. 2 and a half, now 275. 2 and a half, now 275, now 300. 300, now 3 and a quarter. 300 on the bid, can I get 3 and a quarter? Bid 3 and a quarter, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. Bid 3 and a half, now 375. Get 375, now 400. 375, bid 400. 400, now 4 and a quarter. 400 on the bid, can I get 4 and a quarter? 4 and a quarter, David, 400, now 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter, 400, now 4 and a quarter. Sold at 400. Sold for 400. Lot number 131 is going to be the 2016 Jeep Cherokee. Lot number 131 is going to be the 2016 Jeep Cherokee. 2 12 and a half, now 13. 13 now 13 and a half. 1300 now 13 and a half. Bid 13 and a half. 13 and a half now 14. 14 and a half, 14 and a half. 1400 now 14 and a half. 14 and a half now 15. 15 now 15 now 16. 15 and a half now 16. Bid 16 now 16 and a half now 17. 16 and a half now 17 now 17 and a half now 18. 17 and a half now 18 now 18 and a half. 1800 now 18 and a half. Bid 18 and a half. 1800 now 18 and a half now 19. 18 and a half now 19. Bid 19 now 19 and a half. 1900 now 19 and a half now 2000. 19 and a half now 2000 now 2050. 2000 now 2050. Bid 2050 now 21. 21 now 21 and a half. 2100 now 21 and a half. Bid 21 and a half. 21 now 21 and a half now 22. 21 and a half now 22 now 22 and a half. 2200 now 22 and a half. Bid 22 and a half. 2200 now 22 and a half now 23. 22 and a half now 23. Bid 23. 22 and a half now 23 and a half. 2300 now 23 and a half. Bid 23 and a half. 23 and a half now 24. 24 now 24 and a half. 2400 now 24 and a half. Bid 24 and a half. 2400 now 24 and a half. 24 and a half now 25. 24 and a half now 25 now 25 and a half. 2500 now 25 and a half. Bid 25 and a half. 2500 now 25 and a half now 26. 26 now 26 and a half. 2600 now 26 and a half. Bid 26 and a half now 27. 26 and a half now 27. Bid 27. 26 and a half now 27. Bid 27. 27 now 27 and a half. 2700 now 27 and a half on the Jeep Cherokee. 27 and a half now 28. 27 and a half now 28. Bid 28. 27 and a half now 28. Now 28 and a half. 2800 now 28 and a half. Bid 28 and a half. 2800 now 28 and a half. 28 and a half now 29. 28 and a half. Bid 29. Bid 29. 28 and a half now 29. Bid 29. 28 and a half now 29. Now 29 and a half. 2900 now 29 and a half. Bid 29 and a half now 3000 now 3050. 3000 now 3050. Bid 3050. 3000 now 3050 now 31. 3050 now 31. Bid 31. 3050 now 31. Bid 31. 3050 now 31. Sold at 3050. Sold for 3050. Lot number 132 is going to be the 2017 Mitsubishi Mirage Rebuild Salvage. Lot number 132 is going to be the 2017 Mitsubishi Mirage Rebuild Salvage. 275 now 300, 300, 3 quarter, 3 and a half, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, bid 3 and a half, 3 and a half, 375 now 400, 375 now 400, 4 quarter, 4 and a quarter, 4 and a 475 now 500, 5 and a quarter, 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, 5 and now 600. 600 now 6 and quarter, 6 and quarter now 6 and a half, 6 and quarter, 6 and now 6 and 5, 6 and 5 now 7, 6 and 5 now 700, 7 and quarter, 700 now 7 and a quarter, 7 and quarter, 700 now 7 and a quarter, 7 and quarter, 700 now 7 and a quarter. Sold at 700, sold for 700. Lot number 133 is going to be the 2006 Ford Focus. Lot number 133 is going to be the 2006 Ford Focus. Can I get 200 to start this one? Somebody bid me 200. Bid 200. Somebody bid 200. Now 2 and a quarter. 200 bid now 2 and a quarter. Bid 2 and a quarter. 200 now 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter. 2 and a half now 275. 2 and a half now 275. Bid 275. 2 and a half now 275. Bid 275. 2 and a half now 275. On the fourth focus. 2 and a half now 275. Sold at 2 and a half. Sold for 2 and a half. Lot number 134 is going to be the 2013 Ford Fusion. Lot number 134 is going to be the 2013 Ford Fusion. 2 and a half now 275. 2 and a half now 275. Bid 275. 2 and a half now 275 on the Ford Fusion. 2 and a half now 275. Bid 275. 275 now 300 now 3 and a quarter. 300 now 3 and a quarter. 400 now 4 and a quarter. 500 now 5 and a quarter. 500 now bid now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. 5 and a half, 5 and a half, now 575, 5 and a half, now 575, now 600, now 6 quarter, 6 quarter, now 600, now 675, 6 and a half, now 675, 700, now 7 quarter, 700, now 7 quarter, 7 and a half, 7 quarter, now 7 and a half, 8, 7 and a half, 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half, 7 quarter, now 7 and a half. Sold at 7 and a quarter, sold for 7 and a quarter. Lot number 135 is going to be the 2016 Cadillac XTS. Lot number 135 is going to be the 2016 Cadillac XTS. 14 and a half, 14 and a half, now 15, 14 and a half, now 15, bid 15, 14 and a half, now 15, bid 15, 14 and a half, now 15, bid 1500, now 15 and a half, 1500, now 15 and a half, now 16, 15 and a half, now 16, 16 now 16 and a half, 16 and a half, 16 and a half, now 17, 16 and a half, now 17, bid 17 and a half, 17 and a half, now 18, 17 and a half, now 18, now 18 and a half, 1800, now 18 and a half, now 19, 19 now 19 and a half, 19 and a half, now 2000, 19 and a half, bid 2000, now 2050, 2000, now 2000, now 2050. Now 21, 21, now 21, now 22, now 22 and a half, 22, now 21, now 23, 23, now 23 and a half, 23, now 23, now 24, now 24 and a half, 24, now 24 and a half, 24 and a half, 25, 25 and a half, 25, now 25 and a half, 26, 26, now 26 and a half, 2600, now 26 and a half, 26 and a half, 2600, now 26 and a half, sold at 2600, sold for 2,600. Lot number 136 is going to be the 2013 BMW 3 Series. Lot number 136 is going to be the 2013 BMW 3 Series. 4.5 now 475. 4.5 now 475. Bid 475. 4.5 now 475. 475 now 500 now 500 go. 500 500 bid now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. 5 and a half. 5 and a half now 575. 5 and a half now 575 now 675. 575 now 600. Bid 600. 575 now 600. 600 now 6 quarter. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. Bid 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. Now 675. 675 now 700. 675 now 700. Base 700, 700, 7 quarter, 7 and a half, 7 quarter, now 7 and a half, base 7 and a half, 7 quarter, now 7 and a half, base 7 and a half, 7 and a half, now 775, 775 now 800, 775 bid 800, bid 800, 775 now 800, 8 quarter, 8 and a half, now 875, 8 and a half now 875, bid 875, 8 and a half now 875, now 900, now 9 quarter, 900 a bit, now 9 quarter, now 9 and a half, 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half, 9 and a half, now 975, 9 and a half, now 975, bid 975, now 1000, 975 bid 1000, now 1000, 1000 now 1050. 1,050, 1,000 now 1,050, 1,050 now 1,100, 1,050 now 1,100, 1,100, 1,050 now 1,100, 1,100 now 11 and a half, 1,100 but 11 and a half, but 11 and a half, 1,100 now 11 and a half on the BMW, 1,100 now 11 and a half, sold at 1,100, sold at 1,100. Lot number 137 is going to be the 2012 Toyota Highlander. Lot number 137 is going to be the 2012 Toyota Highlander. 8 and a quarter, 9 and a half. 8 and a quarter, but 8 and a half. But 8 and a half. 8 and a quarter, now 8 and a half on the Toyota Highlander. 8 and a half, now 8 and 5. 8 and a half, now 8 and 5. 8 and a half, but 8 and 5, now 900. 8 and 5, now 900. 900, now 9 and a quarter. 900, but now 9 and a quarter. But 9 and a quarter, 900, 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half. 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half. Then 9 and a half, 9 and a half, 9 and 5. 9 and a half, now 9 and 5. Then 9 and 5, 9 and a half, now 9 and 5. 9 and 5, now 1,000. 975 now 1,000. Hold on. 1,000 now 1,050. 1,000 now 1,050. Can I get 1,050? 1,000 now 1,050. Now 11. 11 now 11. I got it. 11 now 11 and a half. Bid 11 and a half. Now 1200. Bid 1200. Now 12 and a half. 1200 now 12 and a half. Bid 12 and a half. 1200 now 12 and a half. 1200 now 12 and a half. 12 and a half now 13. 12 and a half now 13. You're out. 12 and a half now 13. Can I get 13? Bid 13. 12 and a half now 13. Now 13 and a half. 1300 now 13 and a half. Bid 13 and a half. 1300 now 13 and a half. Now 14. 13 and a half now 14. Bid 14. 13 and a half now 14. Bid 14. 13 and a half now 1400. Now 14 and a half. 1400 now 14 and a half. Sold at 1,400. Sold for 1,400. Lot number 138 is going to be the 2004 Suzuki Forenza. Lot number 138 is going to be the 2004 Suzuki Forenza. 2.5 now 275. 2.5 now 275. Bid 275. 2.5 now 275. Bid 275. 2.5 now 275. Bid 275. 2.5 now 275 on the Suzuki. 2.5 now 275. Sold at 2.5. Sold for 2.5. Lot number 139 is going to be the 2007 BMW. No, sorry. Lot number 139 is a 2007 Ford 500. Lot number 139 is a 2007 Ford 500. 200 now 2 and a quarter. 200 a little bit now 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter. 200 now 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter. 200 now 2 and a quarter. Sold at 200. Sold for 200. All right, let's get this truck and trailer turned around. Line number 140 is going to be the 2014 BMW X Series. Line number 140 is going to be the 2014 BMW X Series. 1400 not 14 and a half. 1400 14 and a half. 14 and a half. 1400 not 14 and a half. 14 and a half. 1400 not 14 and a half. 15. 15 not 15 and a half. 16. 15 and a half now 16. 15 15 and a half now 16. 1600. 15 and a half now 1600. Now 16 and a half now 17. 16 and a half now 17. Bid 17. 16 and a half now 17. Bid 1700. 16 and a half now 1700. On the BMW 16 and a half now 17. Sold at 16 and a half. Sold at 16 and a half. Lot number 141 is going to be the 2007 Dodge Caliber. Lot number 141 is going to be the 2007 Dodge Caliber. 2 and a quarter on 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter going to get 2 and a half. Bid 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter on 2 and a half. 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter on 2 and a half on the Dodge Caliber. 2 and a half not 2 about. 2 and a half not 2 by now 300. 2 by now 300. Bid 300. 200 not 2 now 300. 300 not 3 and a quarter 3 and a half. 3 and a half not 3 about. 3 and a half not 375. Bid 375, 3 and a half now 375, bid 375, 3 and a half now 375. I froze. 4 and a 4 and a half now 475, 4 and a half now 475, bid 475, 4 and a half now 475, bid 475, 4 and a half now 475. Sold at 4 and a half. Sold for 4 and a half. Lot number 142 is going to be the 2010 Chevrolet Equinox. Lot number 142 is going to be the 2010 Chevrolet Equinox. 5 and a half, now 575. 5 and a half, now 575. Bid 575. 5 and a half, now 575. Now 600. 575, now 600. 600, now 6 and a quarter. 600, bid now 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. Bid 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. Now 6 and a half. 6 and a half, now 6 and a half, now 700. 6 and a half, now 700, now 7 and a quarter. Seven and a quarter, now 7 and a half. 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half. Sold at 7 and a quarter. Sold for 7 and a quarter. Lot number 143 is going to be the 2007 Honda Odyssey. Lot number 143 is going to be the 2007 Honda Odyssey. 3 and a half now 375. 375 now 400. 375 now 400. Now 4 and a quarter. 400 bid now 4 and a quarter. Bid 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter now 4 and a half. 4 and a half now 475. 4 and a half now 475. Now 500. 475 bid 500. Now 5 and a quarter. 500 bid now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. Now 575. 5 and a half now 575. Now 600. 575 now 600. Bid 600. 575 now 600. Bid 600 now 6 and a quarter. 600 bid now 6 and a quarter. Bid 6 and a quarter. 600 now 6 and a quarter. Now 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. Bid 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. Sold at 6 and a quarter. Sold for 6 and a quarter. Lot number 144 is going to be the 2006 Nissan Xterra. Lot number 144 is going to be the 2006 Nissan Xterra. 3 and a half now 375. 3 and a half now 375. Bid 375. 3 and a half now 375 on the Nissan. 3 and a half now 375. Sold at 3 and a half. Sold for 3 and a half. Lot number 145 is going to be the 2003 Honda Element. Lot number 145 is going to be the 2003 Honda Element. Rebuild salvage on this one. 275 now 300. 275 now 300. 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter. 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter now 3 and a half. Bid 3 and a half now 375. 3 and a half now 375. 375 now 400. 375 now 400. Now 4 now 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter now 4 and a half. 4 and a quarter now 4 and a half. Bid 4 and a half now 475. 475 now 500. 475 now 500. Now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter to 5 and a half. 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter now 5 and a half. 575 now 600. 575 now 600. Bid 600 now 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. Bid 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter now 6 and a half. Now 675 now 700. 675 now 700. 700 now 7 and a quarter now 7 and a half. 7 and a quarter now 7 and a half. Bid 7 and a half. 7 and a quarter now 7 and a half. Now 775 now 800. 775 now 800. Bid 800 now 8 and a quarter. 800. 800 bid now 8 and a quarter. 8 and a half. 8 and a quarter bid 8 and a half. Bid 8 and a half. 8 and a quarter now 8 and a half. Sold at 8 and a quarter. Sold for 8 and a quarter. Lot number 146 is going to be the 2020 Jeep Wrangler. Lot number 146, the 2020 Jeep Wrangler.
Wow.
15 now 15 and a half, 16. 1600 now 16 and a half. 1600 now 16 and a half. 16 and a half now 17. 17 now 17 and a half, 18. 17 and a half now 18. But 18 now 18 now 19 now 19 now 2000. 19 now 2000. Base 2000. 2000 now 2050. 2050 now 21. Base 21. 21 now 21 and a half. 21 now 21 and a half. 21 and a half now 22. Base 22 now 22 and a half. 22 now 22 and a half. Base 22 and a half now 23. Base 23 now 23 and a half. 23 now 23 and a half. Base 23 and a half now 24. Base 24 now 24 and a half. 24 now 24 and a half. Base 24 and a half now 25. Base 2500. Can I get 2400, 2500, 25 and a half, 25 and a half, now 26, 2600, 26 and a half. Can I get 26 now, 2600, now 26 now, now 27, 26 now, now 27, now 27 and a half, 27 and a half, now 28. Can I get 2800, 28, now 28 and a half. 28 and a half, now 29. Can I get 2900? You're out. Can I get 29? Bid 29, now 29 and a half. 2900, now 29 and a half, now 3000. Can you get 3000? Bid 3000, 29 and a half, now 3000, you're out. 29 and a half, now 3000, now 3050. 3050, now 31. Can you get 31, now 31 and a half. 3100, now 31 and a half. Bid 31 and a half, now 32. 31 and a half, now 32. Bid 32, can you get 32? Bid 31 and 32, now 32 and a half. Can you get 32 and a half, now 33. 32 and a half, now 33. Bid 33, 33, now 33 and a half. 33 and a half, now 34. 33 and a half, now 34. Bid 34, can you get 34? 33 and a half, now 34. Sorry, 34. 34 and a half, 34 and a half, 35 and 35 and a half, 3500, 35 and a half, 35 and a half, 36. Can you get 3600? Bid 36, 36, now 36 and a half. Bid 36 and a half, 3600, now 36 and a half. 36 and a half, 37, 37 and a half, 3700, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 38, 37 and a half, 38, 38 and a half, 3800, 38 and a half, 38 and a half, 3800, 38 and a half, on the G brain, 38 and a half, 39, 39, 39 and a half, 3900, 39 and a half, 39 and a half, 3900, 39 and a half, now 4000, bid 4000, 4000, now 4050, 4000, now 4050, bid 4050, 4000, now 4050, bid 4050, now 41, 4050, now 41, bid 41, 41, now 41 and a half, 4100, 41 and a half, bid 41 and a half, 4100, now 41 and a half, now 42, 41 and a half, now 42, bid 42, 41 and a half, now 42, on the G brain, 42, now 42 and a half, 4200, now 42 and a half, bid 42 and a half, now 43, 42 and a half, now 43, bid 43, 42 and a half, now 43, bid 43, 42 and a half, now 43, sold at 42 and a half, sold for 42 and a half. Lot number 147 is going to be the 2017 Lincoln MKZ. Lot number 2017 is going to be the Lincoln. Lot number 147 is the 2017 Lincoln MKZ. 700, now 70 quarters. 8 and a half, 8 to the 5. 8 to the 5, 900, 9 quarters. 9 quarters, 9 quarters, 9 quarters, 9 and a half, 9 quarters, 9 and a half, 9 to the 5. 9 and a half, 9 to the 5. But 9 to the 5, 9 and a half, now 9 to the 5, now 1,000. 9 to the 5, now 1,000, now 1,050. 1,050, now 1,100. 1,050, 1,100. 1,100, 1,050, now 1,100. 1,100, 1,050, now 1,100. Now 11,500. 1,100, now 11,500. Now 1,200. 1,200, 1,200. 12 now 12 and a half. 12 can get 12 and a half. Then 12 and a half, now 13. 12 and a half, 13 now 13 and a half, now 14. Oh, 13 now, 13 and a half. 13 can get 13 and a half. Then 13 and a half, now 14. 13 and a half, now 14, now 14 and a half. 1400, now 14 and a half. Then 14 and a half, 1400, now 14 and a half. Then 14 and a half, 14 and a half, 15. 1500, now 15 and a half. 1500 can get 15 and a half. Then 15 and a half, 1500, now 15 and a half. Now 15 and a half, now 16. 15 and a half, now 16, now 16 and a half. 1600, now 16 and a half. Then 16 and a half, 1600, now 16 and a half, now 17. 17, now 17 and a half. 1700, now 17 and a half. Then 17 and a half, 1700, now 17 and a half. I froze. 18 now, 18 and a half. 1800, now 18 and a half. Bid 18 and a half. 1800, now 18 and a half, now 19. 18 and a half, now 19. 19 now 19 and a half. 1900, now 19 and a half. Bid 19 and a half. 1900, now 19 and a half. Sold at 1900. Sold for 1900. Lot number 148 is going to be the 2007 Hyundai Entourage. Lot number 148 is going to be the 2007 Hyundai Entourage. 4.5 now 475. 4.5 now 475. Bid 475. 4.5 now 475. 475. 4.5 now 475 on the Hyundai Entourage. 4.5 now 475. Now 500. 475 now 500. Now 500. 500 on the bid. Now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter. 500 now 5 and a quarter. 500 on the bid. Can I get 5 and a quarter? 5 and a quarter. 5 and a half. 5 and a half now 575. 5 and a half now 575. 575. 5 and a half now 575 on the Hyundai Entourage. 5 and a half now 575. Sold at 5 and a half. Sold for 5 and a half. Lot number 149 is going to be the 2012 Mercedes GLK class. Lot number 149 is going to be the 2012 Mercedes GLK class. 890 and a quarter. $800 bid. Can I get 8 and a quarter? Bid 8 and a quarter. 800 now. 8 and a quarter on the Mercedes. 890 and a quarter. 8 and a half. 8 and a quarter. Bid 8 and a half. Bid 8 and a half. 8 and a quarter now. 8 and a half. Bid 8 and a half. 8 and a quarter now. 8 and a half on the Mercedes. 8 and a quarter now. 8 and a half. Sold at 8 and a quarter. Sold for 8 and a quarter. Lot number 150 is going to be the 2016 Ford Escape. Lot number 150 is going to be the 2016 Ford Escape. 200, not 2 and a quarter. 200 a little bit. Can I get 2 and a quarter? Can we put the code on? 200, not 2 and a quarter. 200 a little bit. Can I get 2 and a quarter? 2 and a quarter. 200, not 2 and a quarter. Nobody wants it. 200, not 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter, not 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter, get 2 and a half, not 275. 2 and a half, not 275. Get 275. 275, now 300, not 3 and a quarter. 300 a little bit, not 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter on 3 and a half, 3 and a half, 3 and a quarter on 3 and a half, 3 and a quarter on 3 and a half on the Ford Escape, 3 and a quarter on 3 and a half. Sold at 3 and a quarter, sold for 3 and a quarter. Lot number 151 is going to be the 2008 Mazda 5. Lot number 151 is going to be the 2008 Mazda 5. 200, not 2 and a quarter. 200 a little bit, can I get 2 and a quarter? 2 and a quarter, 200, not 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter, 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter, not 2 and a half, not 275. 2 and a half, not 275. Then 275, 275, now 300. 275, now 300, 3 and a quarter. Get 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. Get 3 and a half, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. 3 and a half, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half. Sold it. 3 and a quarter to D52. 3 and a quarter to D52. Lot number 152 is going to be the 2009 Mercury Grand Marquis. Lot number 52 is going to be the 2009 Mercury Grand Marquis. 200, not 2 and a quarter. 200 a little bit. Can I get a quarter? Bid 2 and a quarter. 200, not 2 and a quarter, not 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter, not 2 and a half. Bid 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter, not 2 and a half. Bid 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter, not 2 and a half on the Mercury Grand Marquis. 2 and a quarter, 2 and a half, 275. 275, not 300. 275. Dolly, can you bid again? Mom, can you bid? 275, now 300. 300, not 3 and a quarter. 300 a little bit. 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, not 375. 375, 375, now 400. It's these two. 400, not 4 and a quarter. 400 a little bit. Can I get 4 and a quarter? 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half, now 475. 4 and a half, get 475. Get 475, now 500. 475, now 500. 500, now 5 and a quarter. 500 a little bit, now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half. 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half. Wait, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, now 575. 5 and a half, now 575. 575, now 600. 575, now 600. Bid 600, now 6 and a quarter. 600 a little bit, now 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter, 600, now 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half, now 6 and 5. 6 and a half, now 675. 6 and 5, now 700. 6 and 5, now 700, now 7 and a quarter. 700 a little bit, now 7 and a quarter. 7 and a quarter, 700, now 7 and a quarter, 7 and a half. 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half. 7 and a half, 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half. 7 and a half, 7 and a quarter. 7 and a half, now 775. 7 and a half, now 775. 775, 7 and a half, now 775. 7 and a half, now 775. Sold at 7 and a half. Sold at 7 and a half. Lot number 153 is going to be the 2006 Ford Mustang. Lot number 153 is going to be the 2006 Ford Mustang. 6 and a final, 700, and 700. 7 and a quarter, and 7 and a half. 7 and a quarter, and 7 and a half, now 775. 7 and a half, now 775. Then 775, 7 and a half, now 775. Now 890 quarter. 800 a little bit, 9 and a quarter. 8 and a quarter, 800, 9 and a quarter on the Mustang. 800 now 8 and a quarter. Sold for 800. Sold for 800. Lot number 154 is the 2017 Infiniti QX60. Lot number 154 is going to be the 2017 Infiniti QX60. 1500, now 15 and a half. 1500, get it 15 and a half. Bid 15 and a half, now 16. 15 and a half, now 16. Bid 16, 15 and a half, now 16. Now 16 and a half, now 17. 16 and a half, now 17. Bid 17, now 17 and a half, now 18. 17 and a half, now 18. Bid 18, now 18 and a half. 18 and a half, 18 and a half, now 19. 19 or 19 and a half. 19 and a half, now 19 or 19 and a half. 19 and a half, now 2000. 19 and a half, bid 2000, now 2050. 2050, now 31. 21 and a half, now 22. 21 and a half, now 22. Bid 22. 21 and a half, now 22. 21 and a half, now 23. 22 and a half, now 23. Bid 23. 23 and a half, now 24. Now 24 and a half. 24 and a half, now 24 and a half, now 25. 24 and a half, now 25. Now 25 and a half. 25 and a half, now 26. 25 and a half, now 26. Bid 26. 25 and a half, now 26. Now 26 and a half. 26 and a half, now 27. Now 27 and a half. 2700, now 27 and a half. 27 and a half, now 28. 27 and a half, 28. 28 and a half, now 29. 29, 29 and a half. 29 and a half, now 3000. 3000, 3050. 3050, now 31. Bid 31. 3050, now 31. Bid 31. 3050, now 31. 31 and a half. 31 and a half, 31 and a half, now 32. 31 and a half, now 32. Now 32 and a half. 3200, now 32 and a half. 32 and a half, now 33. 32 and a half, now 33. 33 and a half. 33, 33 and a half, 34, 33 and a half, 34, 34, 34 and a half, 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 35, 34 and a half, 35, 35, 34 and a half, 35, 35, 35, 34 and a half, 35, 35 and a half, 36. 35 and a half, 36, bid 36, 35 and a half, 36, bid 36, and 36 and a half, 3600 and 36 and a half, bid 36 and a half, 3600 and 36 and a half, 36 and a half, 37, 36 and a half, 37, 37, 36, 37, 37 and a half, 37, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 37, 37 and a half, 37, now 37 and a half, now 38, 37 and a half, now 38, pay 38, 37 and a half, now 38, pay 38. On the infinity, 37 and a half, now 38, 38, now 38 and a half, 3800, now 38 and a half, 38 and a half, 3800, now 38 and a half, on the infinity, 38, now 38 and a half. 38 and a half, not 39. 38 and a half, not 39. Bid 39. 38 and a half, not 39. Bid 39. 38 and a half, not 39. Bid 39. 38 and a half, not 39. 39 and a half. 39 and a half, not 4,000. Bid 4,000. 39 and a half, not 4,000. Bid 4,000, not 4,050. 4,000, not 4,050. Bid 4,050. 4,000, not 4,050. Bid 4,050. 4,000, 4,050, not 41. 4,050, not 41. Bid 41. 4,050, not 41. Bid 41. 4,050, not 41. Not 41 and a half. 41, not 41 and a half. Bid 41 and a half, 4,100, not 41 and a half. Sold at 4,100. Sold for 4,100. Lot 13, Dodge Journey Rebuild Salvage. 200, not 2 and a quarter. 200 a little bit. Can I get 2 and a quarter? 2 and a quarter. 200, not 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter, not 2 and a half. 2 and a quarter, get 2 and a half, not 2 and 5. 2 and a half, not 2 and 5. Get 2 and 5. 2 and a half, not 2 and 5. Now 3, not 3, not 3 and a quarter. 300 a little bit, not 3 and a quarter. Get 3 and a quarter. 300, not 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, 375, now 400. 375, now 400. Bid 400. 375, now 400. Bid 400. 375, now 400. So you want it at 375. You got it at 375. All right, sold 375 to D52. 375 to D52. Lot number 156 is going to be the 2017 Ford Explorer. Lot number 156 is going to be the 2017 Ford Explorer. 5200, not 52, 52, not 53, 52, not 53, 53, 52, not 53, sold at 5200. Sold for 5200. We're in the last 10 cars of the auction, please. If you haven't bought yourself a car, please do so now. We're in the last 10 cars of the auction. Lot number 157 is going to be the 2008 Jeep Wrangler. Hold on. Lot number 157 is going to be the 2008 Jeep Wrangler. Bio on there. All right, 800, 9 and a quarter, 800 a little bit, 9 and a quarter, 8 and a half, 9 to the 5, 8 to the 5, 9 and a quarter, 9 and a half, 9 and a half, 9 to the 5, 9 to the 5, now 1,000, 9 to the 5, bid 1,000, bid 1,000, 9 to the 5, now 1,000, 9 to Jeep Wrangler, 9 to the 5, now 1,000, 975, sold for 975. Lot number 158 is going to be the 2009, lot number 158, the 2009 Ford Focus. 2.5 now 275, 2.5 now 275, the 275 now 3, the 275 now 300, bid 300, 300, 3 quarter, 300 now 3 quarter, 3 now 375, 375 now 4 and a 4 quarter, 4.5, 4.5 now 475, 4.5 now 475, 475, 4.5 now 475, 475 now 500, 5 quarter, 5.5, 5 and 5 and a half, 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 5 now 600, 600, 6 quarter, 6 and a half, 600, 65, 700, 700, 7 quarter, 7 and a half, 775, now 800, 800, 775, now 800, 8 quarter, 8 and a half, 875. 8 and a half, now 875, then 875, 8 and a half, now 875, then 875, 8 and a half, now 875, 875, now 900, 875, bid 900, 900, now 9 and a quarter, 900, bid now 9 and a quarter, 9 and a quarter, 900, now 9 and a quarter, 900, now 9 and a quarter, 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half. 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half, bid 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half, on the 430, 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half. Sold at 9 and a quarter. Sold for 9 and a quarter. Lot number 159 is going to be the 2018 Hyundai Elantra. Lot number 159 is going to be the 2018 Hyundai Elantra. 21 and 21 and a half, 21 and 21 and a half, 21 and a half, 22, 22 and 22 and a half, 23, 23 and a half, 23 and a half, 24 and 24 and a half, 24 and a half, 25, 25 and 25 and a half, 26, 26 and 26 and a half, 27 and 27 and a half, 28, 28 and 28 and a half, 28 and a half, 29, 28 and a half, 29, 29 and a half, 29 and a half, now 3,000. 3,000, now 3,050, 3,050, now 31, you get 31, 31 and 31 and a half, 31 and 31 and a half, 31 and a half, 31 and a half, 32 and 32 and a half, 32 and 32 and a half, Okay, 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 32 and a half, D1, 32 and a half, 33, 33 and 33 and a half, 34, 34 and 34 and a half, 34 and a half, 35, 34 and a half, 35, okay, 35, 34 and a half, 35, 35, 34 and a half, 35, 34 and a half, 35, 35 and a half, 35 and a half, 36, 36 and 36 and a half, 36 and 36 and a half, okay, 36 and a half, okay, 36 and a half, 37, okay, 37, okay, 37, 36 and a half, 36 and a half, 37, 36 and a half, 37, okay, 37, 37 and a half, 37, 37 and a half, okay, 37 and a half, 37, 137 and a half, okay, 37 and a half, 37, 137 and a half. Oh, my screen's frozen. Sold at 37 and a half. Over 37 and a half. Is there a buyer number? Take it in. Lot number 160 is going to be the 2005 Mercedes E-Class. Lot number 160 is going to be the 2005 Mercedes E-Class. 2.5 not 275, 2.5 not 275, but 275, 2.5 not 275, 2.5 not 275 on the Mercedes, 2.5 not 275, 2.5 not 275. Sold at 2.5. Sold for 2.5. Lot number 161 is going to be the 2003